What is going on? Welcome to the Juice Opinions is Loose. You know, heading. I know Retro said he wasn't gonna make it, but I didn't. I didn't see anybody say whether they're gonna be here or not. So I figure, what the hell? If no one else shows, I'll talk for 30 minutes and get out of here. But yeah, how's everybody doing? And it's that time of year again. It's September 11th. What's it been? 22 years already. I mean, that just blows my mind. I can't. I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. They always say that about people who were alive during Pearl Harbor or Martin Luther King, JFK getting assassinated, John Lennon, and all that. But this is the only like. I remember the was it the Challenger explosion? I was in school, but I don't remember what grade it was, what class for 9/11. I was at the dentist office, and that's when my audio's a bit low. Let me check the mic. I had the mic unplugged, so good call. See, I lowered it last week because of Terrell or somebody says Yeti. I lowered it last week because somebody in the chat, RetroDeath, said it was too low or too loud. So, and I had the mic unplugged. I just plugged it back in right before I started. So, how's it sound? Because I never touched it until last week or last podcast because apparently I was way louder than everybody else. So, I bumped it up. And anyway, I was talking about September 11th, 22 years ago. I was in the dentist's office, and when I left, that's when Howard Stern was still on the radio, and I was head on the radio station. I was heading to work, and they were talking about a plane crashed into the Tower One, and just at that point, just thought, oh, it was a freak accident. And then they were live when the other one, and got to work. We had a TV in the break room, which with like regular antenna or cable, I don't remember. And we don't have. I mean, it's been so long since we've had a TV at work. I still work at the same place, different building, but. And I just like me and my buddy. This just turn it back to gaming. We had already planned on having a game night at his house after he moved, got married. I talked him into buying a GameCube, and I think I might have brought my Dreamcast over because we played Unreal Tournament on the Dreamcast. And it's just like I didn't even want to play. I just wanted to hear more about what happened, and that's back when they showed the plane crash happening for like the first couple hours. They showed it over and over, and then people were like, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't show that over and over. People died, like maybe you don't need to show that constantly." And they stopped showing it. But yeah, we tried to play video games, just two of us, 1v1, Unreal Tournament, some other games, probably NFL 2K. And it just was weird. It just didn't feel right to be playing games, and that's the only time the NFL has canceled games. Like, it was a crazy time. And there was some unity back then, though. There was a very pro-America, like put your differences aside type of unity that happens during tragedies like that. And obviously there was the negative was, oh, you look like you're from the Middle East, and now you're a terrorist. And there was all that crap. So it just can't believe it's been 22 years. And yeah. But anyway, I don't know if anybody's going to show up. So if they don't, I'm just going to chat for a little bit. Oh, wait, it's only 6 p.m. Wow. I thought it was 7. That's my bad. Sorry, I started early. Wow. I thought it was 7 o'clock. I looked at my regular clock in my living room wrong, and then I took a phone call, and I just thought it was 7. It's only 6. I'm early, so what? So, what should I do? Should I just stop it and start it again at 7? It's not a daylight savings time yet. Actually, we'd be turning the clock backwards anyway. Oh well, we're here. We're live. What do you guys want to talk about? As I'm an hour early. Why didn't somebody say that in the chat? I mean, I wouldn't mind ending early tonight, but I just gotta let me see if anybody's gonna join. I will say I resumed my Sekiro gameplay after I finished Axiom Verge 2, and it took me a little bit to get back into it, but actually, like, I'm finding I'm really enjoying it. It's unique for sure for the Souls games. It doesn't have the same combat system. I think my health is already full. I've only got a couple hours um, into the game, but I'm just really enjoying it. And for some reason, I don't know if it's because I played Axiom Verge first. I remember when I first booted up earlier this year, I thought it looked a little dated, like it looked early fourth or early PS4 gen, but I'm turning it back on and I'm like, dang, this game looks gorgeous. Like, what the hell was I thinking? And it's probably because I was playing Axiom Verge for like weeks beforehand. So Robert, I can hop on until 7. Might as well, dude. But yeah, oops. God damn it! I keep typing live with it wrong. Sekiro's a really good game. I see why it won Game of the Year. I did get stuck on a boss. I was kind of getting through pretty easily. I'm thinking the game's a little easy, and then I hit a boss. It's damn, I forget what her name is. Um, I don't remember. She's an old lady with like spikes coming out of her, like Wolverine claws, and she's got two phases. And I had to take a break because I couldn't get past her. But I'm really enjoying the game, and it does make me wanna. I wish I hadn't taken a break on gaming because I do want to play some stuff. Super Mario Wonder looks absolutely incredible. That's gonna be great. I've been. I mean, I can't make it through a Starfield review. I'm so bored watching the review. I'm so bored listening to people talk about the game. It's just not my type of game. I'm sure it's really good for that people that like that style game, the Bethesda RPG style games. Just nothing about that game sounds interesting. Watching people play it is not interesting. I know not every game's good to watch somebody play. It's better to play than watch somebody, but I just know when a game looks appealing to me. Kind of like Cyberpunk. I knew Cyberpunk didn't look that great. I played it. I thought it was interesting. I had some fun with the story, but it's like I'll never play it again. Like, I'm glad I paid $5 or $8, whatever I paid for it. Um, and it doesn't. It's nothing against the game. It's just it doesn't resonate with me. Like, I saw Control. First I heard about Control and I was like, oh, why is this nominated for Game of the Year? It's got an 80 out of 100 on Metacritic. And then I just watched a little bit of gameplay and I'm like, oh wow, that looks really cool. Um, what's another? Returnal. Saw the first trailer. What the hell is this? This looks stupid. I don't care about that. Saw a cinematic trailer. Don't care. Saw a gameplay trailer and I was like, holy shit, that looks like Control, but times 10 as far as the gameplay. When I see gameplay I like, or that it doesn't take me much to see gameplay that I know I'm gonna like. Um, Trying to think of some other games like Ghost of Tsushima. That's one where I was watching and I was like, yeah, it looks all right. It looks Assassin's Creedy and stuff. And playing it, I did enjoy the combat way more than what it looked like. So it's not a foolproof method. But if I can't make it through a 10-minute review or 20-minute review of a game, that's usually a sign that I'm not that there's no way I'm gonna like the game. someday, well, if I get an Xbox Series X and have Game Pass, maybe I'll try it. I don't know. You'd think somebody who loves sci-fi movies, and The Expanse is one of the best shows. The Expanse, Battlestar Galactica, Farscape, Stargate, some of my favorite shows are sci-fi shows, but it just nothing clicks for me from what I've seen. Um, but it looks like a solid game anyway. Here's Robert of Gaming with Me. He's probably not going to play Starfield till 2026, so by then, who knows? It might be a vastly different game. I mean, seems like I don't hear anybody complaining. Oh, he's having problems. I don't hear anybody complaining about the lack of content. It does sound like you can blow through the story pretty quickly, even though everyone says that's not recommended. Other than that, yeah, Super Mario Wonder is like the only game. There he is.
Hello.
I'm just trying to think of a game other than Super Mario Wonder that I think I'll play this from 2023, like a 2023 game.
Oh yeah.
There's really nothing that's really just jumped out at me like, hey, I need to play, like, that's gonna be good, that's gonna interest me, or that's gonna, like, the gameplay is calling me, say, hey, you need to play this game.
For sure.
And there's just nothing. I mean,
I think about other than Wonder. I mean, Wonder's gonna be that game that I break my order list.
yeah.
that it's always, I always say there'll be a new Zelda game, a new Mario game, and like a Naughty Dog game. Those are the games that like I will break my thing and I'll
Yeah.
just play that.
I mean,
I
Wonder
can't
looks
wait
so
for Wonder.
freaking good too.
It looks dude, incredible.
I hope
It's gonna be.
my only worry, quote unquote, is that like the levels are really short, and it's like it's not a negative as far as like if it's a fun level, but some of the early Mario levels are usually short, and especially like the
Yeah.
handheld version. That would be the only thing that would bring me down, is like if it's like, oh, this each level is like a minute long. I want to take my time in these amazing looking levels and all this cool gameplay, but they're also made to be replayed with the different
Yeah.
I forget what those badges, I think. So,
Yeah. The badges.
but other than that, I mean, as good as Street Fighter 6 looks, I'm never gonna play that. Like, those games are only fun if you have a group of people to play against consistently. It's single player.
Yeah, I heard. I
Zen
mean, I heard
fighting
the
games.
single player for Street Fighter is really good though.
I mean, at
Like
least
the
it's got
specifically for that game.
create a character path thing. But I mean, how many hours are you gonna get out of a single player of a fighter?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be a ton, but
10 at the most, and
yeah, it's gonna be some of that.
but
For me, that's good.
Mortal Kombat 1 looks good, and then Tekken 8's coming out. I don't know if it's this year or early next year. What else is coming out? I mean, I could play Pikmin
Because I don't
4.
keep track. I don't really keep track of like exactly like in terms of that. Do you hear it thundering?
I just
By the
heard
way?
thunder. Maybe T's got a
Bro, it is
thunderstorm.
crazy outside
Oh,
right now in
that's
New
at your house?
Jersey.
Thought
Yeah.
you was going to sleep.
What? I said I'll stay till 7, yeah. Because he started early.
Dude,
He started,
I know, what is this
I
shit?
saw it was 10:02 on my clock in the living room, and my phone rang, and I answered the phone. I was talking to this place, and I was like, "Oh man, I got to get the podcast." I went to get it set up, and I just clicked it because I thought it was. I just assumed it was 7 o'clock. I didn't double check my phone and say, "Oh, it's only 6." I'm like,
I thought you started early, maybe for some.
Everybody's out of it, man. What the fuck?
I had the
today?
day
What's
off of
going
work.
on?
That's what threw me off. But
Yeah,
okay.
and,
the truth.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
now the
right
truth.
now it's like super storming outside. And I'm like, I'm crossing my fingers. Like this
So-
place like gets always the power cuts off pretty easily, unfortunately.
Who we
I'm
got in
hoping-
this bed?
What is it?
Just us?
right now,
Anybody else coming?
well, Retro's not coming. I don't. Terrell's usually tight to get here at 7, but
Well, he comes. Yeah, he'll come at 7 or something.
I figure we got enough to talk about to get us till Terrell gets here, and then if Robert drops out and Terrell jumps in,
Yeah.
but
There you go.
we were just talking about like for me, like the 2023 games. It looked like a good year, but now that it's come down to it, like
Is there any chance in the slightest? What would make you pick up WarioWare?
I forgot that was
What?
coming out. that's coming out this year.
Yeah, remember that goes out.
Those games are fun, but it's
How is that
just
this year?
What happened?
How is that this year?
isn't that like
Yeah.
December or something?
Still got 2 other games from Nintendo coming.
I think it's like October or something. No, not October.
It
It'd
can't be
November.
October.
No, November or something. I'll look it up. I think it's
Those are
November. It might
fun
be
games,
December.
and it looked like I mean I forgot about it, but it looked like it got back
A return
to
to form.
yeah, return
Yeah.
to form.
Yeah,
But as fun as those are,
November 3rd is what it is.
to me those aren't like day one type games for me.
I thought that was next.
sure.
I still haven't got the last WarioWare game.
Which was really fun, but
And
I
mean,
played that. I played that while I was at like flying like back and forth to one place. I just unlocked all the mini games and those games always have high replay values for me. Like I could always go back and just replay like stuff like that. But I enjoy those a lot. The WarioWares.
but I mean even
I need a few minutes. I'll be back.
okay, the Call of Duty fans like this has got to be the latest like they've shown the Call of Duty game and the
It is. I think it
It's-
literally is, and I think it's it's for a reason for sure. I wonder if it has to do with the whole Microsoft stuff. Like they were trying to see if maybe they had the deal right there. Then they're like, okay, we don't. We just gotta announce this thing. I don't know. Maybe there was some. You know what I mean?
but
Because it
it's
didn't.
like have
By
you
now, it should have gone through that.
usually you get
deal.
like a cinematic trailer or something and before E3 and then you get like the
Yeah, like
multiplayer
May.
trailer in like July or August
Mhm.
maybe. And
But
it's
they
just
haven't
like
even revealed the
nothing.
multiplayer stuff. It comes
And
out
who-
next month.
I hope this is finally like I hope this is the start of the downfall like they
I
just
hate to
find
break it to you though, but Modern Warfare 2 sold great. They sell
yeah,
like,
but
so
that
great every
Modern
year.
Warfare 2 had way more time. I'm sure the diehards will still get it, but I have a feeling that it wasn't just the deal. I have a feeling like this game is going to be the least complete.
For sure.
I feel like
Well,
they're-
what I've heard from this one specifically is, I mean, I don't know if that's exactly what it was supposed to. It was supposed to be they were going to skip a year, and then what happened was they had enough content that they felt that they could make a Modern Warfare 3, and they were going to make essentially a Modern Warfare 2 2.0 type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then they ended up, well, we'll make it a full new game, and so I guess because it even has like, and that's the weird thing. Like it has like zombies from Treyarch. Like Treyarch's working on the zombies, but like it's Modern Warfare. You don't need zombies in that. It's like it's not that's like a Treyarch thing. And but they've been cross pollinating each other for years now.
Imagine
At this
being
point.
Treyarch and that's all you've done for the last 20 years is make Call of Duty and zombies. Like,
well, it's a shame because I think they have such good zombie stuff. At least to me, why can't they should make like their own title, like a own zombie game, like open world zombie game that they could do or something that people
To
would
me,
love. Like
I haven't played one since Black Ops 1 probably.
is
I just
like my favorite. To be
maybe
fair.
2. I hate horde modes and to me they didn't have the depth
Yeah.
of like
Well,
to make it expandable in its own game. I know some people that's all they play. I don't understand it, but I just
I
felt
mean,
like
that's why I played a ton there.
I felt
during
like
Call of Duty.
they needed to just flesh it out more and make it something that like Left 4 Dead, something that's more like I don't know, the co-op
Well,
really
I will
is
I will
the
say that
focus.
the newer Call of Duties do flesh out the zombies to the point where I personally like it downscaled a bit.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not gonna lie.
Well, I just want
Yeah,
like the
and so maybe
progression to
with
be
like
better than
it's
just
still
like
it's still horde mindless horde stuff, but like there's a lot more to the map and the actual thing that you
Look at
clocked
this
it.
guy.
Holy shit! What the fuck? This is like Avengers.
I should have
Endgame
started
level.
at 5. Shit.
This is Avengers Endgame level.
He just picked up Thor's hammer.
Holy crap!
What the fuck happened?
Clocked
this
it.
is-
Oh shit! What?
I'm throwing the crowd going,
What is this?
I knew it.
He wanted to show off his new poster for Link's Awakening.
What?
Messed up, bitches.
What the hell? Holy
Uh,
crap.
I am not staying all night. I got
That's
work
fine.
tomorrow.
We got you.
This
We
is
got
so
you.
wow. This is the crossover of the ages.
We're talking about Call of Duty and Clocked It jumps
He
in.
said he picked up Thor's hammer.
I was about to go to bed. I was watching bloody Matrix Resurrections, and I haven't watched it before. I was about to turn it off, and I saw Juice go live. I was like, ah, shit. I was like, it's fucking early. I was like, I gotta try. Let's go.
Matrix Resurrections. My God.
I'd
That's
rather
not
watch
true,
that
right?
than
That's
literally-
Reloaded. And
it's taken me to this point to start watching it. But, like, that's
Honestly,
the
I'd
thing.
rather watch that over Reloaded and
I was
Revelation.
balls deep in Starfield, and somebody interrupted me talking about we going live. What?
I've
Goodness
gotten to the
gracious.
point where I can't even watch Reloaded anymore. It's so bad to me now. It's cringe.
Really?
Yeah, it's cringe to me. Almost
Reloaded
everything.
is the last. That's the only one I can watch
I
other than
thought
the
it was
first
good
one.
and I saw it opening night and I still was kind of like, but the more I've seen it, the more I'm like, yeah, this is stupid.
It's cheesy,
What a
but it's better than
what a dumb
watching.
direction. Let's have it.
Are you
Let's
talking
have
about
the one. Let's have that happen 6 times before, and this is just something that's happened before. I was like,
You got to
dumb.
justify a franchise, man. You can't just have a one-off movie, So.
I know, but they could have he could have been the first one, like the special.
It's his
So
my fault
all
now.
right. So where do you go from him, Superman, and at the end of the first Matrix movie? Where do you go
could
from
still
there?
have him struggle to like win the war or draw a peace without it being like, yeah, you're just a
Wait,
thing that's
I haven't
happened.
watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet. All right, no spoilers.
This
No, I'm
motherfucker was
talking about
jumping inside of.
Reloaded.
He was jumping inside of agents and exploding them, and then flying
Yeah,
off.
but they
like,
still he didn't have to have him be like the 6th time that's happened. He could have been the first one.
They had to nerf him.
You could have had something interesting still and had him be the
I'm not
first
saying that's
one.
the only thing they could have done, but
And then just like
it wasn't an easy
they really
task.
wanted to force some just weird shit in there. I don't know. It's just
Psychological, or what do you call it? They be on that
Well,
philosophical.
trying to get a little too deep with the dialogue and stuff. A little too clever.
I've only seen Matrix and Resurrection is the latest one, right? That's the only two that I've seen. I saw both in
that's
IMAX.
Honestly,
They had it before, like they brought the original Matrix back to theaters.
Although it doesn't make sense if you've only seen
yeah.
the first Matrix and then watched Resurrections. That makes no sense now.
Well, what I will say though, I had no clue Matrix was what it was. Like the whole like when he goes like out and he's like this dystopian type of thing. Like I didn't know that's what it was at all, and my mind was blown to be honest. To be honest with you.
And I got a reaction to it. Oh, you saw it at the theater.
I saw it in theater. Yeah, I had to record it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we were all like back in the day. I think
no one knew. There was.
I don't know how I had no clue
You were
how I
literally
avoided that.
in reality, you were like, oh my god, that's so immense.
Yep.
I don't know how I
Anyway, let's
avoided
not
that,
get
though,
into
like,
the
I feel
movie
like-
discussion.
I mean, you were talking Starfield.
Well, no, we're talking Call of Duty actually,
Love you.
but we can move
Your
on
favorite topic.
because I'm curious, where does Pikmin 4 rank in the franchise for you? I think you said. I think you said you still like the other one better.
Okay.
Team Mute Mike.
Oh boy.
Clocked it. Where does Pikmin 4 rank for you?
Oh, for me,
Mhm.
I still rate Pikmin 3 over Pikmin 4.
Oh wow.
In quite a few areas. So, but that's what I've been trying to bloody me and my video output, fucking useless. So, been trying to put something together.
What video output?
Exactly.
See, so let me ask you, because the thing I didn't like about 3 was the trying to divide and have like set this person to do something, and I didn't like. I just want to do everything myself. I don't like having to like try to tell this character to do this thing on their own, like go off into another area and like jump back and
Yes,
forth.
The real-time
it's quite
strategy stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's quite nerve-wracking as well, though, isn't it? Because you have to set them on a set path unless you automatically take control and stuff. So there's always that worry. But yeah, I mean, I suppose that's where we differ on that. Because I really enjoyed the multitasking, and if anything, it's where they've really stepped backwards on co-op wise. But because the co-op in Pikmin 4 is terrible. You literally you don't control Ochi or anything. You literally, me and my daughter play co-op, and one of you is just a target on a screen, and then all you do is shoot.
Like a
little pellets and stuff and everything. So so co-op is diet in Pikmin 4. Whereas it would have been great if my daughter could play as Ochi, I could play as one of my own created characters.
There's times where you have to switch between characters. You can't just switch. You can't both be controlling a different character.
You could do it as single player. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't do that and split. You can't do co-op.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, probably I wonder if does it have any split screen?
The only the multiplayer now is not like when you're playing single player and you do your Dandori battles, where you go underground. Have you come across some of those yet? Where
Yeah, I did it in the
it's either
demo.
it's either like a time battle to get the item as quick as you can, or to defeat all the enemies as quick as you can. So, you can still play multiplayer that way. But yeah, it's.
I wonder
I
if
mean,
it can't
that
handle
aspect.
doing split screen. If that's why they opted to do that.
Well, the thing is, we had that in Pikmin 3, where you played Bingo Battle split screen, and
But I think
it
that
is
maybe
absolutely fantastic.
maybe they performance-wise it couldn't with the visuals that the way they are as good as they are. Maybe they didn't want to.
I don't know.
Try to do split
They've always
screen.
seemed to have had an excuse for the Pikmin series when it comes to online and multiplayer and stuff. Their first excuse was it's difficult to have this many Pikmin on screen at once.
Yeah.
That's why we've minimized it to having 100 Pikmin or whatever, in control at once. And I haven't heard any of their excuses this time for not doing it now. But I mean, at the end of the day, I play real-time strategy games like StarCraft and all those type of games. You got absolutely hundreds of characters on screen. Whether it's LAN or
And they could
splits or
make
whatever.
the other person's Pikmin like transparent or something if you were doing like a online co-op or something where you have your own screen and you're like in the same environment. I mean, it seems like there's potential there, and especially like the bingo battle stuff from 3. Like,
There's been too many strategy games that I play, real time or stationary for an excuse where you got a horde of Pikmin who, do their own thing, go off and do their own thing like any other strategy game. I don't know what the excuse is for this. So not having online still in Pikmin 4 was a major blow for me, especially for my wife because she's a massive Pikmin fan, and so are her friends, and they were hoping and itching to play
well,
this
if
together
Retro
online.
was here, who he'd blame for that? Miyamoto.
Oh yeah.
And I wouldn't
though
be.
he's
I mean, I would kind of lean that way too. That seems like still an
Yeah,
old school
what I'm
mindset.
sure didn't have much. Wouldn't
I don't
mean,
think
I don't
he's
think he
done.
would stop that.
Yeah, I
But
don't think
why
he done.
wouldn't they like? I know it's not like a top tier franchise, but it's like, why are we still worrying about if a game's gonna have like good online stuff? Like Wonder has a really cool idea for online for a
Yeah.
2D game. Like it solves a lot of the problems I always said with why do you want Mario to be multiplayer? Like it's not gonna work. You have
See,
to like
I consider Pikmin to be a top tier Nintendo franchise. I mean, it launched the GameCube. It was there at the start.
I
It
don't
had
think
2 games on the GameCube. Yeah, they skipped the Wii, but they brought the GameCube games over with the motion controls. Then we had the absolutely stellar game on the Wii U, and now we've got a new one on the Switch. I mean, it's been on every console virtually since its conception.
I think that
That is
could-
crazy when you think about that.
it's like, is this like, it's still crazy that we got to think of a new game coming out from Nintendo and still wonder if people are like, oh, I hope it has online. I hope I can, like you said, your wife was hoping, they were hoping there'd be some online and stuff, or at least some multiplayer.
Yeah,
And it's like,
especially
we're
when they
still-
showed like Ochi and stuff like that.
It's like we talked about the new Nintendo a couple podcasts ago, and that's one of the things that maybe no one mentioned was that it was more prevalent, the online aspect of games. But you still have the odd one that has that old school dumb style where you have to create a lobby and search for friend lobbies, and it's like if you don't know they're on, then you're not going to boot the game up. You still have all these problems, but that seems like that would have been a.
But like even for this one, even if they didn't want to like put it in single player co-op and stuff online, I still believe that the multiplayer Dandori battles in those fixed areas, in a confined area, I just don't understand why it couldn't work. So yeah. But still positives. For the game, it looks stunning. I think the new camera angle is just perfect.
Yeah, I love that. I love that in the demo.
There's some great quality of life. Like you can do the whistle now, and before every Pikmin will come to you, and now, the ones who are carrying things don't separate straight away. So they carry on. They freeze for a sec, but then carry on, which is great for like control and stuff. But
what's up, Terrell?
I have a question.
Yes.
How is it that I'm looking at the clock like, okay, I'm gonna go get me something to eat,
I literally just got back with some fucking Chick-fil-A, and I look on the goddamn computer, and all of a sudden, oh, Juices Loose is live. Hold up, am I tripping? Did the time change? I go look at the clock. It's 6:30. What the fuck? I look in the chat. Wait a minute, Juice. You just starting podcasts early?
I was watching Lord of the Rings reaction video, and I looked up at the clock, and I saw it's 10:02, and then my phone rang, and I was talking this company I was looking at home theater screens, and they called me back finally. And in my mind, I saw 10:02, and I was like, I just thought it was 10-7. I don't know why. And I set the podcast up and just went live, and I'm like, and I look, someone's like, oh, it's only 6. Oh shit. So what the hell? Clocked it's here, so we're gonna roll with it. You can just eat.
I know it's very convenient for Clocked It. I'm sitting here confused and shit. I'm like, I guess I'm eating. We just eating. So yeah, sorry. Carry on.
What'd you buy? Did you get a chicken sandwich?
Did you get the chicken deluxe?
No, I got nuggets.
Oh.
I got nuggets.
Can I just say that Popeyes has recently come to the UK, and they opened up a Popeyes in
The first time?
in my city, and my kids went there. I haven't been. My kids went there, and they hated it.
Yeah, Popeyes is trash.
No, absolutely not. That's bullshit.
The Popeyes by my house,
Amazing.
which I think's closed now, is absolute dog food.
Which one?
It's one by my house. It's been open, and there's never cars there. They opened
Popeyes?
They opened a Popeyes in like really, and this isn't meant to be like mean spirited or joking, but they opened it right around a very black populated city or part of the city.
I'm gonna head out.
And
Black people
even
like
everybody I knew, black or white, was like, how's this Popeyes how is it not doing well? Like, but we have a local place called Lee's Famous Recipe. That place is packed every day at lunch, every day at 5-6 o'clock. I mean, lines out to the road. So you have an established local place.
You gotta shut down that place.
You open Popeyes, and it didn't stand a chance. Even KFC were down to 1.
No, KFC is worse.
But Popeyes, I ordered some chicken tenders.
KFC.
I ordered some chicken tenders, and they were the size of my finger. It was a joke.
Oh, really?
KFC?
No, at Popeyes. I love that spicy chicken, though.
Drumsticks and stuff. Like I love the actually having the drumsticks and
I think
and
I
the
tried the
thighs.
regular chicken once, but
The chicken wings are incredible.
I got like a
That's what I
3-piece.
mean,
They gave me
definitely.
2 thighs and a drumstick. I'm like, I hate thighs.
KFC has always been popular over here, and Nando's came over. Everyone loved Nando's. We had our own local places like Miss Millie's, who used to do chicken. And you would
Miss
never
Millie.
You would have never have heard of Miss Millie's, but Miss Millie's was popular. But they shut
Hey, yo, let
down,
me
but-
give you some of that Miss Millie, yo.
Yeah, man, Miss Millie's.
If anybody ever makes it to Michigan one of these days, I'll take it to Lee's Famous Recipe, because that shit's good.
Please,
I mean,
One of these days I'll go.
the tenders are like, they're huge, and they're just
Really?
the breading's crunchy. It's delicious. But
I'm sure. Look, I love chicken. Man.
It might be a state difference thing, because I know down here in the good old GA, Popeyes is a lifestyle. It's absolutely a lifestyle. The only thing KFC has over Popeyes, in my opinion, is the mashed potatoes.
yeah, I don't
The
like
mashed
the
potatoes that
Popeyes.
KFC is.
Grilled chicken.
I didn't like Popeyes mashed potatoes and gravy either.
Yeah, I would say KFC has better
And like
mashed
they
potatoes
put
than gravy.
the green pepper or the green beans had like a bunch of shit in it. I didn't like it was like, I just want some green beans, and I didn't need
I'm
any
gonna
other.
Just on take your ass to the south. It's gonna be a whole new world
But,
for you, man.
Robert didn't even know Georgia was in the South, so we can talk about that.
What do you mean? What? That better be a joke.
You didn't watch his
I
video on
don't
the
think
States?
it was. I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
He's
I
like,
already
He got,
forgot.
he got to the point where he was literally just clicking.
Robert
on
was clicking for
every single
Georgia
state.
and Alabama. He was clicking up Colorado, Wyoming, Montana.
What? What?
Well, see, this is the thing.
Robert.
I would be curious to see how.
You should do it again and see if.
And you could do it right now, to be fair, Terrell, if you really wanted to. I could give you the link and see how you fare on the USA quiz. I'm like,
I'm
if you can
offended that you put us in the
It took him
north.
3 tries to get Michigan, so I mean,
Damn.
how do you
Yeah,
not?
but I knew the area.
How do you not
That's
know
different.
the Mitten State? You can see it from space. Like it's
Yeah,
one of the
I've never
few.
heard of it.
it's
I've never heard of it.
It's
then.
one of
I've
2
never heard-
states that you can see from space: Florida
Oh,
and Michigan, because they're the only peninsulas.
I've never heard of that
Uh,
though. It's
I
Most
don't
people have.
want you saying
just told me right
nothing.
now.
None of you. You all think the UK is just England, okay? Don't.
It-
say
it's
it.
not.
Exactly.
I
It's
could do.
not-
I could do the.
What do
UK
you mean,
easily.
Jay?
No, but I look, and that's the thing though, is that it's just like it. I always
I
say
thought
it's
the
kinda
queen
like,
ruled it all.
a lot of people see it as a lot
did.
of people see America as the corners, the corners, and in the middle is just like what do they call it, hillbilly nation or whatever. That's the thing. And so like they just gotta forget, and so like hey, I kind of think the same. Even I live here.
Well, you didn't get New York right on your first try, so.
That's a little
Yeah,
surprising.
no, that's that one. When
Is
I
that
thought,
how
I was
you
like,
take
all right,
tests where you just
Oh,
pick
wow.
answers randomly?
Juice,
Like,
chill out, bro.
what happened?
like
Hardcore,
I don't know if you
man.
were doing it for entertainment purposes, but instead of trying to like use deduction and not trial and error.
Why you
What's the
coming
one where
after
you
this
eliminate
Yeah, like kind of like
process of
Error.
elimination?
He was
Instead of
was
doing a
clicking on
process of
every single
elimination,
one.
you were just clicking every state every time.
man? What?
well, because that
Damn.
was my process. My process was to eliminate everything. So,
But I
at some point
do
was gonna
respect you weren't looking at the I
What-
wish it didn't tell you what state when you clicked on it.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to look. I really was not trying to look.
Yeah.
I was trying to
Rob
genuinely.
was so bad at one point, right? He literally left the States and he was clicking on African nations. I was just like,
No, 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 no.
You need to stop now. You need to stop.
He knew
I
that
mean,
one
I think
state though.
seriously-
We weren't gonna name
I was
the
looking
state.
from
but he
Nevada
knew
and up
that-
in Nigeria.
He knew that one state that you.
Do you think you would do good on guessing 50 states of the whole map?
I
think
could
you
do
would pretty
Europe
good at
better
it?
than you did the United States, and I haven't looked at Europe in forever.
Wow, that's disrespectful.
That's
Good
crazy.
God.
That's crazy.
You knew that one
Thing is,
state
if-
though
if-
that you've traveled to quite a bit this year. You knew that one.
Yep. I did get that one right.
It's difficult for him, If he actually got Epona, he might have been able to find his way around better.
He obviously didn't play Pilot Wing 64 and fly across
Yeah,
Michigan
Mount
to
Rushmore.
Chicago.
So,
Oh
also,
my
but-
God.
Bro, you didn't. Do you think you would do decent at it?
I'd be decent.
How how decent are we talking? What
I
do you
would at
think?
least. I think I'd at least get half.
T, you're muted.
Man,
No.
don't
But I don't
let
think
him
half,
don't let him
half I
rope
feel
you
like a
in
lot of
now.
people wouldn't-
Oh, I know it's
like,
muted. I
think-
was making
think Juice would be
stupid faces.
offended at that. Juice would be offended if you got only half. He'd be like half.
That's better than like a third. That's all
Well,
I'm saying.
it's you got to do it by
Juice is good as
Robert's
shit at
score.
this, apparently. Juice is actually apparently really good at this.
I got lucky on a couple of the
Wait, we doing the
east-
game again?
the northeastern states. I got lucky
No.
and clicked a
We
couple.
should do a game. We got
Juice,
here.
Juice is busting Robert out because of the video he did where he tried to guess the states.
Well, we were
and
talking
apparently-
about down south, and I said, "Well, Robert didn't even know Georgia was in the south." So
I don't
How the
understand.
hell?
That
How the
was kind
hell?
of offensive.
That's yeah. Come on,
it's
man. Come on.
pointless knowledge. It's pointless knowledge.
My question is then, where did you think Mississippi was? Because that's
Same
a whole
thing.
other.
No
I
idea.
don't even remember. Man.
No, are you
What?
kidding me?
Come on.
Come on, bro.
The schools are failing. They're failing. The schools are
He was
failing.
clicking in Canada, man. I don't know what he
He was clicking in Canada.
Isn't Georgia in Europe?
That was 6 years ago. I don't remember that. That was already 6 years ago at this point. I don't
Already
remember
6
that.
years ago.
Already 6 years ago.
It was 6
Oh,
years ago.
no.
Dude works at an airport. He worked at an airport. You never
don't know
wondered
where
where all
that-
those cities
don't
were
know
you were
where-
seeing?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I
that's
don't know.
terrible.
You don't know,
bro.
no.
You never
We don't know where
wondered
anybody's
Kansas City
going.
was? In
That's-
Chicago.
That's
Like, when it gets
It's
to
in
the
crazy.
Kansas.
When it comes to map, I don't know. I know like I said, I know the corners.
I
Is
think
Kansas
honestly-
City in Kansas?
You can't say you know the corners because Georgia's right next to Florida.
It's not in the corner though. It's not.
Oh my
where
God!
Florida-
What? It's
I mean,
right there.
I think he got
I know the
Florida right.
frame. I know the frame, dude. I know the frame.
It's an
Oh,
upside
my-
down cowboy boot. That's Florida.
Yeah.
You
actually,
know what I wish
exactly.
they did was have Canada connected so Maine didn't stand out so much, and I think that would
Well,
have some people.
What I find surprising is just that like I said,
Alaska?
Michigan is literally separated, man. They got 2 splits. They literally split apart, and they're like, yeah, it's the same place.
Yeah, you're just like, what's up?
2 splits. We got North Dakota and South Dakota.
Well, Michigan's got a separate state, which technically would be Canada, if they didn't somehow get it in the deal. And
That's
it's
crazy.
I've only been to the UP like 5 times in my life. Like
There's more people in Miami than North Dakota and South Dakota combined.
Montana and Wyoming also.
That is
Well,
true. That
why
is
they split that
absolutely
up?
true.
Why they split that up? There ain't no point in
They
splitting
wanted
that
their
up. Right?
independence, man. Come on, man.
Do you
So
guys
anyway,
wanna do that
anyway.
real quick?
At least North and South
You-
Carolina made more sense. Shit.
Robert,
Yeah, at least
knows-
that made more sense.
Robert can tell like
Dixon.
a zoomed in screenshot of a video game like that, but he don't know where fucking Chicago is on a map.
God damn. What a fail.
Hey, we all have our
Educational
skills.
system.
Honestly, I think
Hey man, it's priorities, man. It's priorities.
I
Our
think it's
education
because
system is in the toilet. It's terrible right
I
now.
think it's because of
All
I'm a
right.
sports fan, so I know where all the teams are, and where my team plays and stuff. I think that's probably helped me keep in touch with
100%,
where everything is.
It's gotta. That's why.
Or
I'm
you
like,
just went
so
to school
surprised.
and you learned this shit normally in geography class and social studies.
I always say, like, honestly, like, I think one of the least things I need to know in my life is where 50 rectangles are on a map. Like, I'm good.
What?
I
What?
don't think of that.
What?
What?
No, Robert.
If you look at an empty map,
Robert.
My hair hurts.
Robert.
My hair hurts.
No.
It just
No.
gives you so much more
well,
context when you talk to people.
Tell me genuinely, how is that gonna help me in life, yo?
Robert, here's a reference from Matrix. Not like this. Not like
Tell
this.
me, how my life is it gonna?
It just
actually
gives you
help
so
me?
much more context. Anytime you hear or see or talk to anybody about anything, like to just not know where
Spatial
people,
awareness.
when they're talking
Wait,
about
wait,
stuff, where
another-
they're from.
Another Matrix
I can
reference.
know where
Ignorance
they're
is
from, but I
bliss.
don't know exactly what dots on a
I
map
don't
is.
think I've actually heard anyone say, "How would it help me in life?" Not knowing my country, my world, or anything, or just.
Well, let me put this
So none of
into
you guys are saying why would it help me? None of you guys
this
say
What?
why.
Robert. I'm gonna put you in the same
What?
box as my guy
Robert,
at work.
You don't want to
This is
die on this hill. This is not the hill you want to die on, bro.
It's not even
years-
worth it. It's not worth
It's
it.
not.
In
No.
my opinion, just knowing the where they are on a map is not important.
A few
I'm
years
not-
ago,
I'm not doing
a
this.
few
I
years
don't
ago,
wanna
a
do
guy I
this.
work with who wanted to talk politics and stuff. It was the NFL was going to Mexico City to play a game for the first time, and he's like, they have cities in Mexico. I'm like,
Goddamn.
yeah.
God
He's like,
damn.
I thought everybody just lived in huts and tents and stuff. Like, he was serious. He had no idea Mexico had cities. I'm like, are
See, I
you
know that,
fucking
though.
kidding me?
But do
So-
you know where the cities are on a map? I don't think that's as
And
important.
he's allowed to vote.
And
That's not as important, though.
and he's talking about people coming from
Right.
Mexico and having all these opinions. Like, he doesn't. You got to understand the world to like talk
I,
about.
he thinks Mexico's like that. I wonder what he think Africa is. I wonder what he thinks of Africa. God dang.
Africa's a country. What are you talking
It's
about?
a country, the country of Africa.
Let's talk
Jesus
about
Christ.
something more important, like Super Mario Wonder Direct from like 2 weeks ago. So, I think the Mario Wonder Direct was like that second 3D World trailer, or the Mario Kart 8 second trailer, where it was like, oh, I see, I get it now. Like this, they're not holding back with this game. Like this, they're going to places I never expected them to go, and I hope they did. I hope they would, but I never truly expected them to take Mario to those places. So for me, it was like I was already buying it day one, but I was like, damn, now this looks like a Game of the Year contender type game for me. I don't know what you guys thought.
I was
I
worried.
expected. Oh, go ahead.
I
You ain't
was
been
gonna
here a
say
while, so
was-
years ago. Go. The floor is yours, sir. It's all yours, sir. The floor is
I'm not even staying all night, so that's the worst part. So-
We'll
Right,
never
that's
see
what
him again after this.
But help me back. I promise.
Nah, go ahead.
What was I gonna say? Right, yeah. All I was gonna say was I was worried first of all about the Wonder Seeds. 'Cause I thought it was gonna be like a new Super Mario Bros. Like on the DS. No, we had like the big mushrooms, and they always
Mhm.
like just kind of just like a one-off type of thing. But when you actually learn that you need X amount to like open up a boss and stuff, I think like one boss said you needed like 13 Wonder Seeds or something. I'm thinking, well, obviously you're gonna be getting loads of these things. There's gonna be loads of crazy things happening in the levels, multiple times, which is cool because they look so good, just in terms of how they mix the stage up and stuff. So that was my only worry, in terms of that gimmick, and it looks like it's gonna be really tasty. That's what I want to say on that.
I was worried. Well, no, let me rephrase that. I thought that would be the case, but you said, Juice, the analogy of the second time we saw 3D World. I was believing that would be the case, and then I was luckily confirmed that was the case. Man, the game looks fantastic. It looks wonderful. Yeah, and that we talked about it even Where like, is this gonna be the game that dethrones Tropical Freeze as the best 2D platformer?
Oh, yeah.
Because it had that, it had that potential. From what they showed, I was smiling from ear to ear watching that direct. It's great.
Yeah, just the badge system was like, holy shit! Like that's gonna make replaying levels like completely changes the way you think about going back into a Mario level. Not just to get that last coin you missed or whatever, the stamp, but now I can play it with a completely different like ability and stuff. So hopefully the levels are designed really well towards depending on what badge you picked.
Yeah, and the fact that we can incorporate stuff like that for an online mechanic, and we were all worried about it not having online, but what they've done seems to work really well. So if we can set ourselves some goals, to say, right, we need to run through the level, but we're only using this badge as an example. Yeah, first run through the level and stuff, just with all our ghosts running behind and stuff, that could be crazy fun.
I was concerned originally when I heard that they took the ability away from the characters, like their traditional abilities, until I saw the badges. And I was like, this might have the most replayability I've seen in a while for a 2D Mario game. Because you can go for speedrunners and just for casual play. And the fact that the crazy wonder seeds and the levels that change up the level are mostly optional. You don't have to touch them.
Right.
Like from what I've seen, like the one that you hit it and all the sheep come down and you're riding the sheep and then it knocks over the goalpost. From what I've been told, if you skip the wonder seed, you can just end the level with that normal goalpost. So they're set up in both ways. Like it's just I just appreciate that because that it means you have multiple ways of playing a stage without feeling like bored with it, and you can experiment with different badges and different characters. Like it's the only thing I hate is that Yoshi is now reduced to an easy mode.
Yeah, that is a little bummer. That would be the negative. Hopefully they can.
Well, is it Yoshi? If you play him as the character,
Yeah,
you can still ride Yoshis and you're not like invincible, right?
No, I don't think he's
you can play him as a character,
but he's
right. I got that.
Invincible.
I don't think he's in
is
the
he
game.
Invincible
Otherwise.
because
I
you
don't
can
think
ride.
I don't think he's like
only
one you
rideable
can get out.
2-player if you're doing 2-player, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't think he's like an actual item like in the game. You know what I mean? Like he's not a
exactly.
character. Like
So that's all Yoshi riding a Yoshi. So I figured you can ride Yoshi.
because it's like two people like playing as Yoshi riding each other.
Oh, is that what it was?
Why'd you say it like that?
Was that what it was? I thought it was like no, never mind.
They also gave. I noticed a lot of the characters have new animations, and the one that's the weirdest to me is Yoshi's like eating animation now because he's like,
when his bottom lip goes over.
I'm just like, why did you choose that as the animation?
I hate it. Just like bring his big cheeks back, like is a.
Yeah, it just looks weird.
It's funny.
Granted, that's the worst thing I'm complaining about.
Who's the other easy mode?
That's-
Is it
yeah.
Nabbit?
Nabbit.
Just make
I'm
it for him.
surprised they're still using Nabbit.
Yeah, but Nabbit looks cool as hell. Like, why they gotta
No.
make him also easy?
Just
mode?
let
Like,
me
I think they should
just
have
disable
they
the
should just be
easy mode for those characters. Like,
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
play as Nabbit. I can live without playing as Yoshi, but
Whoa.
Nabbit because Yoshi has it. Yoshi has his own games, so I'm not too concerned.
This is
but
his new
Nabbit,
game. This is his own
but
game.
Nabbit does not.
no,
Nabbit is a
right.
I'd
cool
be the best
character.
Yoshi 2D side scroll of all time.
Shut up.
Is that
All right,
Is that what that
all right
is?
now. All right,
Woody
now.
World has got that.
Ooh.
is that very controversial?
Woolly World.
Woolly World at Yoshi's Island?
Woody World is better than Yoshi's Island. I said that before.
What do you think?
I said 8. I said
Ooh.
I know.
Ooh.
It's hard to disagree with that. I want to.
It's not a hot take. It's not a hot take at
It's
all.
not really a hot take. No.
I think if you say it to just the general, I feel like, well, because no one had a Wii U, right? So no one really knows how good that
Wow.
game is. But I
Excuse
guess-
me. Almost 14 million people had a
Yeah,
Wii U,
yeah.
pal.
But I mean, like technically, you know what I mean, right? So I'm sure
How many
way
people are in
more
the
play
world?
Yoshi's Island than Yoshi's Woolly World.
a lot more.
It kind of came to the 3DS. Don't forget.
Yeah, but that probably sold like at least like 100,000 copies.
Wow. That's
And here's the thing.
crazy. Why
We're
did you
talking
say-
about
I probably
thing.
did. It was like
the attach rate is pretty good. Like that's the thing. Like a lot of these games, they sell. Like when they came to the Switch, right? They didn't do a whole lot more. If they did
Yeah.
more,
Mhm.
They did
So-
They did like a million.
I think it's like
Who's-
Mario Kart. Other than
I
Mario
think
Kart.
the people who want to play Yoshi Woolly World bought it and played it, even though it was on the
Yeah.
Wii U.
Yeah.
It is weird that you'd think they would bring that to the Switch though. Even
You would think.
at this
I'm
point, maybe
surprised.
next year, because I kind of feel like next year's gonna
They
be.
brought that bitch to the 3DS, didn't they?
Yeah. I think there's
Like,
just gonna
what
be
the hell?
ports and Princess Peach and
Gilbert.
maybe another like new game next year.
I mean, you say that, but well, you're not including a potential Switch 2. Is what you're
yeah,
saying?
for the
Okay.
the Switch.
We've all forgotten
Okay.
about Crafty
Be right
World,
back.
haven't we?
Yeah.
forget about that game.
Terrell, as I know you already talked a little bit about it, but
What's up?
you know you're more of the Sonic style 2D game. How you feeling about
Yeah.
Wonder directly against Sonic from what you've seen?
Oh, that's so hard, bro. Because I've seen new footage of Sonic. My wallet hurts, bro. I don't get it. They're both getting
$120
bought.
in 1 week, man.
Yeah, I
180
hate
with
that.
Spider-Man.
Well, I'm not worrying about that right now. I can wait on Spider-Man.
Oh, actually, I guess 190. I think it's a $70 game.
But still, like it's just. I mean, I don't want to compare the two, because they both give me different things.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make me compare them though, in terms of excitement, ooh, I don't. They're pretty close. I would say I'm probably more excited for Mario because I haven't played much of 2D Mario, but I've consistently played 2D Sonic. And I just came off of a good Sonic 2D game with Mania, so I'm not like fiending for it. Like I'm excited for it, but I'm not. It's not like, man, I haven't played a good 2D Sonic game in like 10 years. or some
Wasn't
shit.
that 2017 though?
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, but those kind of games I'll
Fine,
replay.
I think one thing Mario has always done better than Sonic, amongst a lot of things, is your items and stuff. So we could clearly see, like with Wonder, they got tons of item ideas where I haven't seen that much in terms of Sonic Superstars. But one thing I was worried about with Sonic Superstars is because it was the first, because they got it online. I was at this image of what Sonic 2 used to be like on the Mega Drive when I used to play split screen.
Oh
The
yeah,
other player, it'd be split screen, and the other player would be like
Yeah.
halfway down the map, and you're still down here.
yeah,
But what they look like they've done is kept everyone on the same screen. So then, if someone falls back and falls off, they get bubbled back to pretty
Yeah.
much where everyone is, which is ideal, I think, for Sonic when you're going that fast.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Also,
I'll
speaking of
say
online-
in terms of the power-ups, one thing that people aren't giving credit, people are like, oh, these new power-ups and including the drill, and I'm like, man, you aren't giving the credit to Mario Galaxy 2. That's where that drill came from, man.
Yeah,
The
that
drill
drill-
Mario, remember?
Mhm.
I
That's
feel like
right.
that bubble.
The
did
best
that
3D
bubble
Mario,
power-up
by the
already
way.
exists.
The bubbles were in New Super Mario Bros. U when you.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Well,
technically,
using-
yeah, it was
you're
a new Super
using
Mario Bros.
Yoshi,
U in
and
a
a
different
Yoshi
way,
would
but
blow
yeah.
up the bubbles.
Mhm.
But I don't think you couldn't
don't
jump
think
on them. They
You
were just
couldn't
a kind of
platform them,
enemies or
no.
something.
Yeah, it was more
Also-
so you could like, wasn't it you like glided with the like a bubble, like you would go all like that? Am I right? Or am I wrong? I'm trying to remember.
Would you like blow
There
a
was
balloon or
something,
something?
yeah.
Like blow a bubble.
What game was
right?
that?
Yeah.
Or
that-
was it the purple Yoshi inflated himself? I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Mm. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Something inflated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Turn into a balloon, basically.
yeah. See,
I was gonna
New
ask.
Super Mario Bros. U is memorable, man. I remember that.
I was gonna ask. What are y'all? What's the opinion
know
on
what
how
states
they're
are,
handling
but-
the online?
It's awesome. It's probably the best.
Yeah,
Oh,
also
the
it
online
was.
looks awesome. Yeah, it looks so good. It
I was
reminds me of
pleasantly
Miiverse. It reminds me of
surprised.
Miiverse. To be honest with you, it reminds me like
Yeah, that's what I was thinking completely when I saw that. I was like, that felt like some Miiverse type stuff.
It's the
you
perfect
know, just
solution
with actual
because
people roaming around.
since New Super Mario Brothers U, people have been complaining about the lack of online, and I've always said the same thing.
Mhm.
But you gotta like wait till you have 3 other people to play through a 2D Mario game, level 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, and then what happens if?
Did you play Mario Maker's multiplayer?
And I was always like, what happens when they leave? Do I keep playing and then I'll just replay the levels? Like it doesn't make sense. So just having them be like ghosts, and then you can do time races. It's just
I like
brilliant.
that much better, actually.
I mean, it's
Well, and you
Well,
can just have
I
it
like-
like people just playing the whole time, like just you're in each other's
kind of like
games.
Souls games where you have the shadow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
love that in 3D world where it's actually because of people's ghosts and stuff that you learn better routes through the stages and everything where you're trying to speedrun them to to get those higher things. So
And you can help people out like by giving like different items and stuff
Yeah,
like that, and you
and-
get like
and-
points
Crazy
based
things
on that.
people do.
yeah, and
You
I've
get points
played
based on it, which is cool.
Yoshi Woolly World co-op, and I can tell you right now, right, you do not want a collision detection being able to hit and throw each other. Mario game,
Or swallow.
it'll drive you
Swallow and
fucking.
spit
Well, we already
out.
had that with Mario Brothers
crazy.
Wii and U.
Break up relationships, families.
Oh, it's nothing worse.
It's
Nothing
all
worse.
over.
Yeah.
Remember, we already had that with Wii and U, where every time you run, you constantly be grabbing them and then throwing them, and you know,
That was not fun for me. It's
Yeah.
funny to watch.
Yeah.
But I
it,
didn't want to
was,
be.
it was agony with my daughter. Agony. She kept on like accidentally swallowing me and then spitting me out. I'd fly off the ledge. I'd be like, babe,
Yeah,
what are
a
you
lot of
doing?"
times it wasn't even on purpose. It was just like accidentally doing stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited about that, and it's gonna be a good use of Nintendo Switch Online finally.
Oh, it'll add some crazy
Yeah.
longevity. I mean, come on, we'll be.
I hate the way he said it. I hate the way
You
he
could
said
literally play
it.
that whole game online.
We'll be speed running each other on a Mario level. It's just like 3, 2, 1. Everyone starts legging it for, through the level. It'd be so good.
What a waste of subscription when it comes to me. I don't even use none of that shit.
I haven't turned on the N64 since we played
I haven't
GoldenEye.
turned on any of that
Dude,
stuff.
I was
I've cut it
literally on
on,
the
but-
N64 earlier. I was on Wave Race. I was playing Excite Bike. I was just
You,
like,
you're the purist, would
I know.
dare
I
play
use,
with
I
the.
use it. Check my
Ooh.
profile.
I know. I've seen you playing it. I'm surprised.
struggled
I
with
know
Got, like,
you're a
about
purist.
25 hours on each one now. I think I'm fucking using them.
I struggled with
Damn.
Excite Bike. It never clicked with me. I was always overheating. I felt like I could never get.
Excite Bike 64.
Yeah.
That's that game
That
right
game
there,
did
bro.
not click with me. I kind of want to reach.
I love how technical-
You gotta spend
it's-
time with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
too
how technical it is.
for what I was looking for at the time. But
Yeah.
anyway, we got some reports of some. I think the spec stuff for the Switch 2 was all bullshit, but apparently they showed some demos behind the scenes at, was it Gamescom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the people reporting are just the people who were told from somebody that they played. It was no one who directed.
They weren't in
Well,
the room.
The two things was they show Breath of the Wild running on a Switch 2, and then the other thing was that Matrix thing.
Yeah, Matrix Awakens.
Yeah.
The
Apparently,
Unreal
that
5
article
demo.
said Switch 2
What?
the spec, the thing,
Like it was targeted.
the target specs, and I'm like,
Yeah,
that doesn't sound
yeah.
like Nintendo, but maybe Nvidia's running it. I don't know. Maybe they're.
So we're talking about the Nintendo 8 now, right?
I think this is a different Nintendo.
What?
I think what's his name? Furukawa, Shintaro. Is that it?
Yeah, Furukawa.
I think a Shintaro Furukawa run Nintendo would think about these types of things and care and push for that type of stuff. I just have that feeling that he would, that would be an emphasis for him. I think there's so many. I'm surprised by how many like Nintendo Switch fans there are who are just willing to hand over their wallets, especially. Like, I just think he understands that. I think he understands the fact that these Nintendo fans are willing to pay for that. There's, what do you call it? Legacy Nintendo fans like ourselves who would happily see them, put some more power in the device and would pay more for it.
Well, I mean, look at the OLED.
We talk
sales.
about it.
The OLED sales dominate.
Right, the OLED sales dominate the Switch sales at this point.
That's
So
all that pretty much sells now. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think, that idea of Nintendo wanting to have a family friendly price. I think that's a relic of what Nintendo is right now. I think they would be
Kind
willing
of.
to add more power to it.
Yeah, I think I suppose this is where it gets difficult, especially now for Nintendo and their base for what they've built upon. They were always, I say always, they've been for a while now, or at least had other options for a budget machine compared to everyone else on the market. And I don't want to fully lose that, even for myself.
Mhm.
I don't want to fully lose that. I don't want a £450, $500 PS5 there. Same for the Series X. And then I don't want a $400 or $500 Nintendo console there as well, where the options are expense. Sure, if I'm gonna get one, of course I'm gonna get the Nintendo one, But then at the same time, I still feel like the market needs that budget machine somewhere.
It's already there though. The Xbox Series S. To be honest with you.
That's right. The Series S is there, my friend.
To be honest with you.
There's your
God, yeah.
budget machine right there.
I don't
For your
know.
old digital future, lovely.
I don't know if
Yeah.
Nintendo would do the 2 SKU thing again after the Wii U at launch, because they could do a handheld only, and then but then it's like it just feels weird at launch to do that,
Maybe
Yeah.
not at launch. I could see it like later.
But the thing that kind of to me smelled a little fishy was the 12 gigs of RAM. I'm like, I know it's really cheap right now for RAM and storage. I just don't see Nintendo going from 3 to 12. I just don't. Like I told
So
my
what do
guy,
you? So wait.
You
What would it
almost
sound?
have to have that though. You
I was
almost
gonna say,
have
what would
to.
you? What would you? What would
that's
you
if
expect?
that's if all this is true and they're trying to get to be able to run like Unreal Engine 5 and stuff. But I don't know. I could see I wouldn't be surprised. I would be disappointed if Nintendo would come out with a 6 gig RAM Switch 2. Like 12 to me just seems, to me that smells fishy. I could be completely wrong, but to me that's where my little BS sensors went off. I'm like, that seems,
I think it'll have to be at least 8, and then at that point,
8's what I was thinking.
you're running into issues with
But
current gen games.
Unless you're running at really low resolutions,
And then DLSS.
Oh wait, what? Wait, what does the Steam Deck currently have? Out of curiosity,
Probably got 16. I'm guessing.
Steam Deck 16, yeah.
16. I can see 12. I can see 12.
Oh, the
From
only
Switch-
reason I would even consider.
Oh,
it now
wait.
is how
What was
cheap-
the rumor? I'm making
12
videos and I don't
gig,
remember.
12 gig.
It was
Oh,
12.
I can see 12 too. I was thinking 16 in my head for some reason.
don't
I
know,
can see
man.
12.
They went from.
Yeah, I can
I
see
can see that.
12. I can see 12.
The only reason I can even consider it is because how cheap RAM and memory is right now. That's the only reason I would even consider 12. I don't think unless this is completely the new Nintendo, like we were trying to argue a couple weeks ago. It just seems so crazy to me for them to jump up
to
that
me-
far.
Well, here's the thing. 8 is the safe bet. I think 12 would be. I'm not. It's not so out there that I'd be like, oh my
What
god.
was
no
Wii
way.
to Wii U? That was pretty.
that
That was
was
a pretty
a
big
jump.
leap for Nintendo.
Yeah, it was.
Wii U had 2, and I think, but only 1 for games. So
And you're coming from 80 megabytes.
yeah, it was ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
coming like. So that was a huge leap. They could do it.
I
I think
mean,
that-
I
It wouldn't be crazy to me if I saw it. is what
I
I'm
would
trying to
like
say.
them to remove as many bottlenecks as possible. The Switch has 4 gigs. Yeah, well, 3 is used for games. Sorry.
Yeah,
it has
3 was
4.
used. Yeah. I knew where you were talking
But even
about. Yeah, 3
doubling the RAM, I mean, it's just crazy, and storage is super cheap. You can get it's down to like $40-$50. My buddy said for a terabyte M.2, like the
It is.
fast stuff. I'm like, Jesus.
It
man,
is.
I wish I would have
Because
waited.
I spent 80 on a 2 terabyte.
Well, I just bought a micro SD 1 tera. It was $80. That's crazy.
Because
That's
what-
fucking disgusting. That's
Like
disgusting.
in
1
2020, or
Especially after I
20,
paid 150 for mine. Fuck
I
outta
paid
here with
150 for mine.
that. And that bitch just died. It just bricked.
What?
I know
Oh,
how,
yeah, it just
I know how
died.
cheap commercially things are, and obviously, a lot of these companies can get their things, cheaper, but I don't think we should take it as a given, especially from Nintendo, to say that, yeah, we can get X amount cheap, so let's just do it because we can, type of thing. They're always, from what they've always done, they've always got a plan for what they want to do hardware-wise, and whether we think they will do it or not because it's cheap is just something that it just not Nintendo.
Because they've even
know?
made decisions when people broke down the price to not do something because it was like $1 difference per system.
Yeah,
And it
I-
would
I'm
have
not
been
saying
a
that-
pretty nice improvement for the end user. And they're like the optical port back when that was a thing, or HDMI port on the Wii, and they're like, or just a little bit more storage, whatever it was, Nintendo, they're like every penny. Well, they used to. I don't know what they're gonna do this time, but
Well,
any
this is
penny
the thing
saved
now,
is a
isn't it?
penny earned when every console sale. So
Yeah. I don't think I don't think we've seen the the new Nintendo. Yeah, I really don't think we have, and this next generation is when we will see them. Whatever they do, it's at the end of the day, we still got an affordable console. They're still pumping out their creative ideas like they do. Their games is still top notch. Even their online subscription is still fundamentally cheap compared to everyone else. They haven't raised the price, they haven't dropped the price or anything. They're still offering incentives. That they're still pretty much the Nintendo that we knew. And even just with Mario Bros. Wonder, we still see those Miiverse elements. All there. Nothing's fundamentally changed. So I think it's just we'll see who they are next. And
well, here's the thing. Like, people talk about, oh, it's running the Matrix demo, and I'm like, the only thing that, because you look at the Asus Allied and whatever, what's that, like $700-800, and that's got 16 gigs, doesn't have an OLED screen, and I got my hands on one. Of course, that's running Windows, which probably is a big hit to performance, and it couldn't even run Forza Horizon 4 at all. It was like 2 frames per second, and I don't know if that system just needed to be rebooted or what. I'm sure it's got better performance, but I'm just thinking, to get down 400 or less, like any they're gonna find every aspect of it, from the plastic material to, if they're gonna use analog triggers or regular, or the Joy-Con, whatever they do, every single itemized deduction, I guess, of the system build. If they can save 50 cents here, 25 cents here, and it's going to add up to $10 per system, they're going to do that. I don't think that Nintendo's gone.
For sure.
And when you sell 100 million, and if you save $10 per system by making these choices, then times 100 million times $10, and that's how much extra money they made, versus if they had spent that extra and kept the sell price the same, So I just, in my mind, 12 gigs is a dream, and it tells me that report's fake. I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't want them to have bottlenecks. Like the Switch, they got some games running that I never thought, but there's still, there's still the old memory bandwidth and all these things that are holding games back. Like Bayonetta 3 was proven, the memory bandwidth is why it can't run at a lock 60. It's like, if you just overclock it, for people that have modded Switches, it runs at 60 FPS. Like, it's just take away as many limitations as you can, as many bottlenecks, to just improve the performance in the gameplay experience. So for me, my money, if I was going to bet, I'd put it on 8 gigs. And because the Matrix demo running, that could mean anything. I mean, it could have been running at 360p. You don't know. They didn't really specify anything else, if that was actually true. And it was target specs.
I did hear that Eurogamer weren't invited either. I think they were very, very selective with who was behind those closed
You know what
doors.
they did talk about, though, which maybe they just didn't want to risk the NDA. No mention of what it was, just that it was running Breath of the Wild at a higher frame rate and resolution, and
like what it looked like and stuff.
Yeah, what it is. It
that is true, right? That's kind of weird. That's true.
So I wouldn't think I wouldn't call
maybe
that.
They didn't show it. Maybe they just showed, hey,
yeah,
this is what we're looking at.
Why you gotta be so negative, man?
Well, they said it's Breath of the Wild, they're running at 4K.
It's running at 4K
with DLSS.
60.
I didn't hear all that. I knew they were running. Apparently, they just ran it at a better resolution and at a higher frame rate, but I didn't hear the specifics.
Honestly, it doesn't take much to run it at 4K 60 on PC. That's through emulation. Like, you don't need your graphics card doesn't have to be that high, and you would hope that the Switch 2 would be comparable or above, like a 2060 or something at this point. Because
but that's why, again, with DLSS, I mean, 2060. I don't see a Switch to do with that. To be honest, with Nintendo, and maybe again, Nvidia probably is helping them out a lot. I mean, I'm sure they're really like trying to
Think
give them
think
good
about the
deals and make
deal
something
that
that's
they've
really
had
good.
with them with the Switch, man. They've had a lovely time, Nvidia.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like
yeah.
they're doing it. They probably have it great with Nvidia in terms of just letting them make something really
Yeah.
good for a good price.
And this won't be off
And
the
especially
shelf
with
the
their
way.
DLSS, that's just gonna really boost up this sequel of a Switch.
This won't be off the shelf the way Switch was, because they can't let that happen
Do you
again,
guys
where
hear
games
T?
are leaking before they come out.
Mm-hmm. My guess is if it was true, they just showed a TV playing it. They didn't show any hardware or anything. Just said, yeah, this is what we're targeting. Which I don't know the benefit of that would be, unless they gave them some specs to like start thinking about for developing games.
It depends if you believe that rumor about how they already gave dev kits to certain third-party developers. So some
Well,
of
if it's
them
coming
may
out next
actually-
year, that has to be true. If it's coming out next year.
Yeah.
Remember this?
So
not to change the subject. Remember when the Switch came out, and the excuse for why there wasn't any day and date games, or why some of these games weren't as good? Oh, they didn't get their dev kits. That was the excuse for 6 months. I swear. Oh, they just got their dev kits. Square just got their dev. They said they were working on the NX before anybody for Dragon Quest. No, they didn't get their dev kits.
That's a lie.
That was the
wanted to take
the
any
go-to.
risks.
And I hope I never have to hear that crap again.
I think regardless of what the what we can try and guess about coming out of all these rumors about what's been shown or not, I think we're all fundamentally in the same place where with the next Nintendo console now. I think we all want to see that leap now for Nintendo. I've been a happy bunny with the Wii U graphics. I've been a happy bunny with the Switch graphics, and we're still seeing some great stuff. But if a new console comes along now, it would be great to see that next Nintendo leap. I'm not I'm not expecting anything crazy, but it'd be nice to see
the Wii to Wii U kind of leap.
that difference.
Yeah.
You want
Nintendo. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you do now want it. You want to see that difference. That's pretty much all I'm trying to say is and it needs to be. It doesn't mean to be a staggeringly obvious grand difference, but a good, clear difference.
Yeah, especially if you're going to spend $400. You're using your Switch every day. You're going to spend $400. You want something more than it's another hybrid. I'm playing games on the go again. You need more. I think.
Well, I think Nintendo they like and they have liked this renewed bank of third-party licensing fees they've been getting from all these third-party Switch games. There's so many fucking games on this. We're talking 2,000 games at this point. They love being able to have that licensing money, because that's a huge part of their revenue. And if you cut off a certain amount of games, a certain amount of third parties who are making games, that's going to hurt that. I think they like that money. That's why I think they would push it to where it's more powerful, so they can run more of these games that everybody's going to be playing.
That would be. It'd be worth, even if they have to. Maybe the build cost is $350, and they're like, well, for $10 more, we can have that 12 gigs of RAM or whatever, and our developers are asking for. They're gonna make. You'd think they'd make that money back with more third-party money coming in. When did Borderlands 3 get announced for coming to Switch? Last week. Is it digital only? Is it physical? I didn't look at.
No, it's getting physical. It's getting physical.
How many years has it been? I feel like
2019 or no. Yeah.
Yeah, it was before COVID.
2019.
I bought it late as well. I think been off it a bit.
It's I think it probably still sell all right because of the install base, but the hype for that game's gone. A lot of these games, the hype's gone. You're not going to re-advertise Borderlands 3 for the Switch.
I'm about to sell the company, apparently.
How's that movie coming along? Remember?
I've
heard some.
Oh, that's right.
Reports that's not.
Yeah.
But
and now we just hear that Gearbox might be.
Is that the one with Kevin Hart?
having
Yeah.
some embracer
Yeah.
issues.
Oh
man.
no, what?
That was a disaster from the beginning. Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
He can be funny in some movies, and maybe that
No.
style movie could.
Well, he was gonna be playing Roland, and if you know what Roland is like in the Borderlands universe, he is the complete opposite
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's nothing like him.
to,
Yeah.
to
So,
Kevin
You know
Hart.
he's just gonna play Kevin Hart
fucking
too.
opposite.
right. He's just gonna be loud and obnoxious and annoying as hell.
So let's think of how exciting it would be to be a Nintendo fan, have this new Nintendo system, see a trailer for a cool ass looking game, and not have to worry about if it's coming to to the system you love. You know, like that would just be amazing. You know, like see an awesome trailer for.
I don't think that's gonna happen next gen. If we're gonna be real about it, though.
We've always
Yeah.
spoke about it, but I remember when I was watching T's one of T's videos recently, and I think it's like the peak scenario, isn't it? Where you have a Nintendo who has full third-party support and their own library, and then that's where you start going, do I really need another console? You
Right.
still want your PC, but you start going, do I really need another console? And I don't think anyone else can say that.
That's
Microsoft
formidable.
can't say that. Sony can't say that because they're in those positions anyway. No, they get all third-party stuff for the most part, especially Sony, of course.
Mhm.
Um,
And they put their first party games on this PC.
yeah, and to have, I mean, we were almost there with the GameCube. This is why it's one of my favorite consoles ever, because we were getting the Prince of Persia's, the
That
Beyond
close.
Good and Evils, the Splinter Cells. We're getting unique Metal Gears. We're getting all the Capcom stuff, all the Resident Evils. We already missed out on a few things like the GTA's and a few other games. But it was a great time to have a good mix of stuff, and we haven't been that close since, unless you consider the Wii. But then the versions were, for many games, a lot different.
Yeah,
to
because
what
I
we were
think
getting.
like if they get it decent enough, you can run like the Matrix, Unreal Engine 5 stuff, and they work and they run. I fully expect to have a pretty close release. Like I think Capcom's going to be day and date. I think you're going to get, if Street Fighter 6 would have came out next year whenever the system was out, I think you would have got it on Switch, like the release date. I mean, especially like their better partners. Maybe not some of the bigger Western ones. EA, I don't think, maybe they'd still do the stupid Legacy edition of, it's not FIFA anymore, but I really do believe like if they got it close enough, that they would, unless there's.
Yeah, but I also think the only problem is that because, this would come in the middle of like when the PS5 and Xbox Series X have been out for years, and so these developers have to they're already building games based on that, and then they have to later port or think about the Switch too, and so you're still going to get the late port stuff for at least early on for the first couple years, and then maybe you'll see day and date stuff. I think that's just how it is. Like for as long as they release it, further apart from Sony and Microsoft, I think you're always gonna get these late ports like 3 years all the
Well, that's
time.
true because the games are already in development, but maybe if they can give them dev kits early enough, some of those studios can make.
That's what I'm saying. Like they got to be early enough. Like I don't like if this is what is true, right? I mean, they're talking about releasing a system next year, and they don't got dev kits yet. They're just showing it off now. Like that's pretty. You would think they'd want to give them pretty early.
That's why I think they have dev kits. I think some of them have dev kits.
Japanese studios, I feel, probably do.
Yeah, I think like Square, I think Capcom,
Ubisoft,
I think they have
maybe.
dev kits.
But even Ubisoft
I
only does like one. They don't
I can
even
see
do their
Ubisoft
main
though
games.
having
Ubisoft,
it,
I can see
they're
that.
pretty
I can see
close-
Ubisoft.
They're closer partners with them. That's for
It'll be
sure.
another console to port Rayman to.
Isn't that
Yeah.
Prince of
Good.
Persia game? Wasn't that built for the Switch? Was that? Oh no, it was the Sonic.
I don't.
Sonic, I think.
Yeah, Sonic.
That's
Sonic.
why
And that's and it's Sega. Sega will always do that.
Yeah, but I don't know if that Prince of Persia game, the 2D one, is coming to. I don't remember if it's.
It is coming to
No,
Switch.
it's coming to
Oh,
Switch.
it is, yeah.
It needs to. So I know people like say there's still some animosity with some of these studios, but I think money, man. Like you tell me they wouldn't have to do separate advertise if they could come out at the same time, advertise all versions at the same time. Like, I mean, it just makes sense for
Yeah.
them. And then the sales, you know, they don't have to worry about, well, all these people already bought this game, so who's going to buy Borderlands 3 now? I mean, some people are going to double dip, I'm sure, but
Yeah, that's true. Also, Lenny Wright says that we do know if the deal goes through, we know it's going to Call of Duty, so it's going to be a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
big game for the next
Yeah.
10 years, right? So
And the Switch version for a lot of these games won't be that difficult of a, you know, thing to produce because you just do you do what do you call it, a low spec PC version, and that'll be good for the Switch because of the architecture in it. So I think it would work pretty well.
and with DLSS, man, you could really make it comparable to a lot of these other places. I mean, for real.
it
Yeah,
would
that
be
tech's going to be built in. That's going to be built-in tech. So
it would be exciting, like I said. I mean, even though I have the PS5, it still would be exciting to see like Resident Evil 9 or whatever, and know it's coming to the Switch 2 at launch. You know, like that. Just as a Nintendo fan for all these years,
Yeah, because we
that'd be
haven't
cool
we
to
haven't
see.
gotten that in so long. We haven't gotten that since.
It's been. I mean, the
What, the
GameCube got
GameCube?
Resident Evil 4 first because of the deal, but you assume it would have been on PS2 and GameCube at the same time if Nintendo didn't pay for the 5-game or whatever,
Yeah.
4 or 5-game deal they did. And it's really been.
and the main reason it'd be compelling is, unlike those consoles, you stuck at the house with those. That's always going to be more compelling when it comes to the Switch or these portable PCs.
Right.
I just think people.
The only negative
Yeah.
would be is if they have to go back to LCD after having an OLED. It'd have to be a really damn good LCD for me to like not be
Sony
bummed.
still stick with LCD.
Because
with
that to
PS
me
piss off.
is the song. I put,
Well, there's some good-looking LCDs out there. I think the one on the Rogue Ally looks really nice.
yeah,
The
it'd
one
have to
on
be, but
Lenovo looks nice.
I wonder what the price difference between a really good LCD and the OLED. You know, like. So, because I mean, I played my Switch OLED in handheld way more than I ever played my old Switch. With how many more years on that?
I know this. I know this is slightly different. Sorry to cut you off. I know this is slightly different, but especially because we all love good screen quality. But for some reason, it just reminds me of which no one talks about now, is when the Switch was coming out, and everyone was just going, "Oh, it best have a multi-touch screen. It best have a multi-touch screen. Otherwise, I'm not gonna buy it." It gets a multi-touch screen. No one gives.
That's because they don't. It doesn't work. There's nothing to do with them. They didn't. No one
no
implemented
one uses it. No one uses it. No one does it. No one gives a
I mean,
shit.
I'd use it if a game had a reason to, but it doesn't even. There's no implementation for it. There's no zooming in on it.
So in my mind, there's like 100 million, about 100 million regular Switch owners out there, right? And if their new console looks sleek, looks nice, and the screen is clear, even if it's LCD, I don't
I mean,
think
be
that
fine
many
for them.
people
I'm
will.
talking.
Yeah, I
about,
don't think we.
I'm talking about going from an OLED user going backwards.
Oh, I get it.
That's going to be a little bit of a
But
disappointment.
it's not going to be the jump of going from going from an OLED back to a Switch screen. Like I said, a lot of OLEDs do, or a lot of LCD screens do look pretty nice. Does the OLED look better? Sure, but it's not for some of the upper. Like I said, the Rogue Ally screen compared to the Switch OLED screen, it's not that crazy of a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that big of a difference.
But also, you gotta
But
remember
going
they
from
can
a
sell,
Switch screen, going back from OLED to a Switch screen, a regular Switch screen, that's a huge difference because that's a not great, not super vibrant screen. So, which we all loved in the beginning. It's crazy how these things happen. When the Switch came out, and like I remember playing like Mario Kart for the first time on, I was like, man, this looks really good on a small screen. And then you look at the fucking OLED, and you're like, oh, it looks like trash. It's just funny.
And then
face
go back to the
change.
Wii U. You're like,
Right. Oh my god.
And
my
Robert,
face is melting.
I know we're talking about displays. I was at Best Buy, the Magnolia store in Grand Rapids, which has a lot of high end stuff, and they have a 86-inch. I think it was
Jesus
Samsung.
Christ.
For $19.99, 86-inch TV, and the colors were freaking amazing. Now, it wasn't OLED. The OLED 83-inch was $5,700, but They had
Damn.
they had 85-inch TVs all over the place for $1,400, $1,500, $1,600, and I'm like,
Damn.
I know how you love big screens. I think of you every time.
Yeah,
I
what
look
I'm
at-
looking, think about it, I could have like, it'd be crazy.
But I was
Big mirror wall.
and the quality of them has gotten better. And then the mini LED, the TCL mini LED TV was 75-inch for like $1,600. That was incredible. So the TV technology, screen technologies has gotten way better since the Switch came out for sure. It's just, is Nintendo gonna fork over the money for the better screen? We'll have to see. And
But also, you gotta remember, like, and realistically, with these sales of the Switch OLED and stuff, it kind of tells them they could later on sell an upgrade for, hey, we could rebuy. You know what I'm
just give me
saying?
the option at launch. That would be the only. They probably don't want to have two SKUs, but have an OLED and a regular for $50 difference. I'd be curious what people would go for.
Yeah, I'd be curious if they do, but I don't see them doing the two SKUs. I
Nah.
really don't.
Not at launch.
No.
Oh man, what a year that will be if next year you launch with a Mario Kart 9 and we end with a 3D Mario. Would be, whew, that will be quite the year, man.
And Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, they just
And
announced
Metroid
that.
Prime 4, holy crap!
They just announced that Mario
I
Kart
hope it's
4
crushing.
I
Mario
think it
Kart
will be
4 won't be
crushing. I
getting
feel like
any
they
new
kind of have
content
to.
at the moment.
What won't?
Yeah.
Tour?
Yeah.
That's what they just announced.
They
4 won't be
finally
getting
chilled out. They said, all right, we've had enough.
That what?
Mario Kart Tour.
Oh yeah.
And they
well,
also
I mean, but it's
confirmed
been
that
years.
Tears of the Kingdom isn't getting any DLC,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm fine with, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's a big deal.
I got 200
The
hours
game
of
is
Tears of the Kingdom.
DLC.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, this
it already
man.
has a bunch of DLC. I got
Whose
40
man is
quests.
this?
I got 40 quests. I can't find another one, and there's 40 that I missed. I'm like, where are they? Like,
Yeah, I know T's joking a bit, but that's what the game was. You know, when they first started doing, they went, okay, we've actually got too many ideas now.
Yeah.
Let's turn it into a full ass game.
Yeah, just
they-
like
and they-
Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Same
and they
thing.
put all their
This was
ideas
Modern
into
Warfare
that
3,
game.
man.
It's okay. It's fine. I don't know why people get all bent out of shape about those things. It's fine.
Because we don't want it to be the truth, T. Stop telling the truth. I'm sick of your shit.
People use that as like a fanboy burn, a dig. Oh, that's just DLC. Y'all paying $70 for DLC. Okay, well, what are you playing?
I was like, you paying $70 for nothing.
You ain't playing nothing, bro.
You paying $200 for that portal.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was because my football team had all this hype. I was gonna buy Madden, and I saw that $70 price tag. It's like, nope. Instantly, it was just nope. I'm not buying it. You know, if that
Madden, don't do that.
I haven't bought one since 2010, and I wanted.
This
to
ain't
play
the one to
football.
buy.
Isn't
This
it?
ain't the one to buy. This ain't the one to come back to.
I don't know.
Trash.
It looks visually, it looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks great visually, but that's about all it has going for it.
Yeah, but that's about it.
This is
And
another
I hear
thing
this from
going back
Madden
to,
stands who are crazy about Madden. So
I was going to say, this is another thing going back to a possible expensive Nintendo. You know, we already know now that for certain games that they'll be charging, for you guys $70 and stuff. So,
right,
you know, it's it's a bit scary, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I know we can get those games, cheap through other retailers, thankfully, if the games are still physical and all that stuff. So, which is
I think the biggest hiccup is going to be for the Switch as far as will it have all these things is carts and cart costs. Because I don't think people are thinking about that at all. When you got games that are coming out right now that are 160 fucking gigabytes, come on, man. Like, what are you gonna do with the Switch card? Like, there's only so much compression you can do.
Well, there's gonna be a lot of more download codes.
There's gonna be a lot of fake ass carts.
Well, it's how cheap in storage is for like an M.2, like Gen 4.
Yeah,
they need a fucking terabyte in it. I mean, they probably won't, but 500 gigs something, so that if you're gonna have to install stuff beyond the cartridge or something, at least don't
predict.
have to...
What do you think? What do you think it's gonna be? What do you think?
Honestly,
the OLED was 64, right?
I'm gonna say 250, 256, or somewhere around 250 gig.
I was thinking that, yeah, probably 250.
That would be disappointing. That just needs
What would you want it to be?
It needs to be at least 512. It needs to be at least.
Ooh.
I don't know, man.
The problem is that it's Nintendo. That's the problem.
Because I mean,
Yeah,
they
but
could
again,
mass order.
again-
They could mass order like
Like
20, 30
like
million.
storage is so cheap. You would think that maybe they'd be able to do it. I don't know.
That
No,
storage is not a lot of
the
money. That's
issue
not a lot of
isn't-
money.
The issue isn't that they're not able to do it. The issue is that they're willing to do it.
And will it
Oh,
be an
they-
SSD?
No.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh. I hate that you even brought that up, dog. No.
It needs.
No.
I mean, it'd probably be flash memory again, but SSDs are so
Yeah.
cheap.
They are cheap. Well, cheaper. I
Yeah.
mean, to put an SSD, let's say a terabyte, or not even a terabyte. Let's say
actually-
it's 500 gigs. What is that, like $40?
Well, that's the thing. They'd have to
Off the
do.
shelf? That's off the shelf.
They'd have to do a custom like PS5 and have the memory units on the board because you're not going to.
It's gonna be on the board, right?
Do M.2 inside because I mean the Samsung Pro 1 terabyte M.2 is $60. I paid like last year they were like 150, and when they came out,
Why
they
wouldn't
were
it do an M.2?
It just I don't know because of the. It would just be extra space. It would be nice, but they've never had removable storage like that, so I think it would be on
This
the
is
board.
the new Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can go in with. Well, they haven't done this before.
Well, here's the reasons you do it. One, it's smaller. They can put the little right around like the CPU, and
Right.
it's quicker because it's direct access. They don't have to have an interface. So
Cheaper.
and it would be done when the board's built, so it's not an extra part they have to insert, and that could fail or have a connection issue.
Right.
Makes sense for them to do it that way versus the tiny M.2 that's in the. If you open up the Xbox One, it's just a small, really small.
It's just a
M.2.
smarter move in the long run too, as far as refurbing and all that kind of stuff. It's easier to just swap out a drive than
Yeah.
it is to like the whole board and shit, or desolder it from the board or whatever you got to do.
I don't see Nintendo doing that because then that would probably. I don't know. I don't know if that would open
Bring on the piracy.
I don't know if that'd open up the piracy if you could just put in a M.2 and have it preloaded with software and stuff.
Hey Nintendo, you're not gonna stop piracy. There's nothing you
But
can do.
could,
It's
like,
just
because that's how
keep trying.
that's what
you
the
can slow it down.
That's what the operating system would run on. So you have direct access to the operating memory, the memory for the operating system. That's why I think it would be soldered onto the board. But either way, I don't.
You don't have to. You can have a separate. I guess that's a little much though. I don't know.
Maybe still have a SD expandable slot or a M.2 expandable slot.
Well, you definitely better have that.
But yeah, it's just I think we're getting close. You guys, we even forgot to talk about the direct. Forgot all about it.
Oh, I got the.
Do you think there's gonna be one, or do you think that?
Oh, the rumors.
Do you
Direct.
think,
Oh.
do you think Wonder was the direct?
No. I think we're gonna get the. Remember, Wonder came out the last day of August.
Oh no,
It's
but you're talking about like you're not gonna say what's in it, right?
Do you
'Cause
think
I've
there's gonna be a
unfortunately seen
direct in September?
Yes,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
and there's. I don't know if you
Every year.
wanted to know the rumors of
No,
what's gonna
because
be.
I don't think I doubt Clock did, and you guys know it. Did Juice? You didn't see that, right? Some of the rumors of what's
I just
in
saw
it.
the possible name of the
Honestly,
Peach game.
I would not say it because there's a highly it's people that got stuff right.
All I
like
saw
last
was
year.
Oh,
the
yeah,
name
it is.
All I saw was the title for the Peach game, which was.
No, I didn't
I'm
see
talking
that.
about-
I
I'm
didn't
talking about
know.
I'm talking about other
I
stuff.
don't know
No.
anything.
Yeah, don't
but
say
I
it. Don't
had-
say it because it's
I
exciting.
had
if it's
Roy.
true.
I had
It's very
Roy on
exciting if
Twitter
it's true.
say, come back to some old posts and say, wait till next week, something might happen.
Okay, so I'll say this. There's a couple of things. I'll just say the thing. I won't say the thing that I know that other people will care about. I'll say the thing that's more of a generic statement because they didn't give specifics, or I haven't seen specifics. Which is that they're planning on remaking another DS and Wii game. I don't know which fucking game that would possibly be at this point.
Well, there's a bajillion DS and Wii games.
Yeah,
so-
even
Wait,
if you knew
Well,
the title.
no. Just no. I'm thinking it's just Nintendo.
that's a lot. Do you know how many? They had so many games this
Yeah.
generation.
Well, but I mean, I'm just saying with the Wii from Nintendo specifically,
It's a lot.
there's not a lot to pick from that haven't already
Not a
been.
lot?
What from Nintendo specifically? There's not a lot to pick from.
I mean, look, you're talking to me. They could say Rhythm Heaven. I'd be like, wow.
No, there is okay. So
really,
I mean, there are
really
some that I
amazing.
think they'll never touch, and then some they've already done and touched.
It's
DS is a
Uh,
little bit because if you're thinking Wii, it's definitely none of the Mario games. I can't see it being any of the Marios. They've already done Pikmin. They've done DK. I don't think it would be.
yeah, they wouldn't remake.
Yeah.
Returns.
I still don't even care about a
Metroid
remake.
Other M. Ooh.
Is that
Ain't no
Magic?
way in hell. Ain't no way in hell.
Did you say Donkey Kong Country Returns? Sorry, I was reading something.
So
I
we
don't
saying
think they
coming
will.
to Switch? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So a DS or Wii game,
No, both.
or
DS
DS and Wii game? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Would you?
And-
Is that something you guys would be like? Oh my god, I can't believe someone spoiled a fucking remake of a
Well,
Wii.
no,
game."
that's the one I mentioned that isn't really crazy. There is
There's
one that's
some
kind of
cool stuff.
crazy.
What's the other?
I don't think I'd care either way. It's not gonna move me.
we go into any other direct in huge hype mode, rumor or not. I think for me and T, is always going to be fucking F-Zero, Star Fox, Wave Race,
Right.
and then maybe some others like a 1080 or a Pilot Wings or something, which will make me go.
I mean-
all those would make me go supernova if they happened. But it's been so long, I've gone into dead mode. All right.
So the one the
You can understand
leak,
it's been over 20 years for most of these things, right? If we got
So-
a new Golden Sun, I don't believe it because Camelot have been out of the RPG game for so long.
I mean, Golden
I-
Sun for
and-
DS.
and
could, like,
Golden
so
see
if
that.
it- so
No,
so
Golden Sun has caused Nintendo all worlds of hurt, man. All worlds of hurt. They only ever wanted the original Golden Sun on one cartridge, but Camelot were like, nah, man, we got this epic. So we have to have it in 2 games. They have to split it in 2 games. And then Dark Dawn, which is still a good game, but it's not nowhere near the best Golden Sun. That's so like ass on the DS. I
The
feel
DS
like,
one,
I feel
yeah,
like
didn't.
I feel like Golden Sun is dead. What other stuff? Advanced Wars, we've had a remake. I was happy to see it. I was
Remember?
gutted that it wasn't a new game.
Oh yeah, that came out, didn't it?
Yeah,
it did. I didn't buy it.
I saw it on the shelf the other day. I was like, oh yeah, that's
I
that.
forgot it came out.
Yeah.
so if
I don't remember hearing
if,
reading any reviews or watching any videos on it. To be honest.
So if you
That
really
was
don't
really
care
good review.
about the context of spoilers, then I'll go ahead and say it. Then the other one that people have been freaking out about is the F-Zero one.
Oh man, I wish you would have saved it. No, I don't care.
Yeah, the F-Zero one is the one everybody's been freaking out about because that one's the one that's been
I
mentioned the
don't believe
most.
it. So
Terrell.
No, that's a fair
Over
response.
20 years.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
is it a remake?
20 years.
They didn't specify if it's a remake.
I tell you what. The only
They just said it's a console F-Zero. Like it's not a Nintendo Switch Online thing. It's a console F-Zero, but I don't know if it's a remake or not. I don't think it is though.
If it's a remake, what are they going to remake? Only the SNES
N64.
and
GX?
F-Zero X. Yeah.
Like
if you're gonna
GX,
remake them out.
they just remaster that.
Well,
No.
GX is
You
sick.
gotta
Yeah.
read.
Then-
You gotta redo all the cutscenes. I
No,
don't know.
Yeah.
people. Listen, I know GX was developed, by Sega, okay, and in part with Nintendo and Namco with the Naomi board and stuff. All right, but GX would not exist. Sega didn't make F-Zero, right?
Yeah,
you
of
can do the
course.
cuts. You can redo the cutscenes
Right.
within game graphics.
GX is Crom
Yeah,
tier,
you're
okay,
right.
but they didn't make F-Zero. F-Zero GX is an evolution of F-Zero X. Okay, without F-Zero X, there is no GX.
There's no
in terms
GX.
Of in terms of how it plays,
Mhm.
even the track designs and everything, right? With the half pipes and everything, it's all F-Zero X, right? So yeah, Sega helped them develop a great done-in F-Zero, and not so much playing, because I've always argued that F-Zero X plays better.
I think
than
F-Zero X plays better than GX.
GX.
I agree.
Right? But anyway, I digress, right? If it was going to come back, I would probably be number 1. Yeah, brand new F-Zero, right? That's what I've always. That's
It's
what
gotta be a
everyone
brand new, man.
should have. If they're going to remake one,
Yeah.
remake F-Zero X with a modern engine so that it looks fundamentally completely different to
Right.
F-Zero X but then you still get that sexual soundtrack, and the tracks in X are amazing as well, and you still get all those vehicles, right? And it best be online.
Yeah,
you know, like
I
we
think
spoke
if they
about.
remade one, it would be X. It wouldn't be GX.
Yeah, and also have Death Race online. If you haven't played Death Race on F-Zero before, it's basically it's a survival mode. It's you versus 29
Glorious.
other races. Imagine that online.
Dirty.
Battle Royale F-Zero.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Fucking amazing.
I would be disappointed if it's a remake or remaster for an F-Zero game. It's
Yeah,
gotta be.
I mean that'd be the easiest thing to do. If
And that's what's annoying.
Yeah.
20 years,
only,
man. Like he's saying, it's been 20 years. Release a damn new game.
Oh no, of course. The only other one that came out that no one's gonna give a shit about when I say it, it's
Well, they've been talking about this for forever.
Yeah, but no one's gonna give a shit when I say it. It's another DK versus Mario versus DK game.
Oh wait, it was Mario versus DK. I didn't see that part of
Yeah.
it. I thought it
Don't
was
spoil
Donkey.
that.
All right, so the way it was
Mario
said,
DK, Mario with the
originally
minis.
the original tweet was DK, and then they used the clip from the Mario movie. They said, you'll never see who it is, and then they put out a second tweet that goes, see who he's fighting, and everyone's like, oh, is it a Mario DK game? Does it have minis? And the guy was like, yeah. I'm like, fuck, no one cares.
I'm with Bjorn
like
van der
some of those
Linden.
games, man.
They originally thought it was a DK game, and then once they saw the Mario versus, and they were like, fuck.
Look, it's been
They-
like what 8 years since I played the last one. I'll play a new one.
No, you
Yeah.
won't.
No, the
Don't
thing
do
is,
that
they,
either.
they
I
are,
will.
they
I
are
will.
really good games, and even though it wasn't,
I think the first few
even though
were
it-
good, personally.
no, Mario, the two games on the DS are really good, and then the last Mario, versus game
March
I
of the
played
Minis.
was Minis on the Move, yeah,
Oh yeah.
which is on the on the Wii U.
No,
And-
Tipping
No,
Star.
it's on
Oh,
Wii
yeah,
U and
I'll tell you.
3DS.
No, the newest one is
Thought
Tipping
about
Star.
it.
It was on
Right?
Wii U and 3DS. You could cross whatever with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought it once
that
and
was
you had it
really
on both.
good, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's like a hype.
Exactly.
thing, but
No,
it's
no, it's not a
No,
hype
no.
thing. But those
That's
are
exactly
solid
the reason why
games,
everyone
man.
else was like,
Those are
It's
solid
cute.
games. I'm not gonna
That's
be mad
cute.
at that.
yeah, people were like, oh,
I like
'cause
oh go
I
ahead.
hate the way he teased it is what pissed people off because they were like, they showed DK, and he's like, see who he's fighting, and like, fuck, it's another Mario
Bro,
versus
mini
Donkey
Mario,
Kong.
yeah.
but
You're
they
like,
need to do
God
Donkey
damn
Kong,
it.
man.
So yeah,
I like Bjorn van der Linden's idea of the last story. That'd be
ooh,
nice.
that would be a pretty
Because Xenoblade Chronicles has gotten its love finally, right? It's it even got its remaster. It'd be nice to see the other Operation Rainfall games get some loves.
You know what it could be though? It could also be what is it? Sin and Punishment.
Yeah, Star Success is
Oh, the
staggering.
treasure one. Oh.
But
Yeah.
one thing I always said about the last story, I'll keep saying it all the time, is that when I completed the last story after the original Xenoblade on the Wii, I said to myself, did I just prefer that over Xenoblade? And I think that's how good last story is.
It was that
an
good.
RPG.
It was that
it's a
good.
great game. But that's Sakaguchi, isn't it? It's kind of I can't imagine him. I think I've seen interviews where he said he's not interested in doing an update or a remake of it or anything.
I wonder why.
Somebody else.
Yeah, it's just Miss
And
Walker, isn't it?
Pandora's Tower is a very good game as well.
Yeah.
Pandora's Tower.
I always thought Pandora was the weakest of the three though.
It is the weakest for sure.
Yeah,
But it's still pretty good.
I kind of feel bad that they all sometimes. I mean, it's obvious why they all get lumped together, but they are. Pandora's Tower is actually the one that's the most different to.
It's so different, yeah.
It's like a completely different game fundamentally. So, it's a bit, to compare them, to like great massive RPGs and stuff. It's always going to be difficult because people love their RPGs, don't they? So.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, that's a lifestyle.
I mean, nothing you've said is like, to me,
Nothing crazy.
And I just think even the last direct, I was like, yeah, the Switch is definitely in the last year of its life. 2024 is the last year.
Yeah, we're getting shit like Bait and Kaitos and shit like.
And they're
That's like-
they're doing ports of Luigi's
You know what
Mansion
I mean?
2, straight
Right.
ports, pretty much.
I don't know,
I'm not
man.
shitting
I
on Bait and
was
Kaitos, by the way. I'm just saying that's kind of out there. That's kind of crazy. That
I'm a li-
so it's not weird that we would get something, you know, like what we're talking about.
I will say the Luigi's Mansion thing was kind of interesting to me because I'm like, why? And I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way, just more of like I don't know,
A curiosity.
yeah, because like Luigi's Mansion went from a series that was like this cute thing on the GameCube, and then all of a sudden the 3DS came out, and you're like, oh, is this like a series now?
This is a straight up game series
and
now.
then all of a sudden the third game hit Switch, and people were like, whoa, is this what we're doing? And then like what? It's been what 4 years since the third game, right? 2019.
Yeah, and
2018.
they put the first one on the 3DS, and you're like,
Yeah, you're just
people don't realize why that's crazy. It's crazy because the first one was supposed to be a 3D game.
Yeah.
You know, Nintendo had this little peripheral where you put it over your fucking TV screen and shit, and you basically get what you get with the 3DS. I just thought that was cool as shit that they went back and said, hey, let's bring that back and that idea back and give it to obviously because you know the second one did it as well. But it was cool that they went back and said, let's give that experience back to the players that we wanted to do back in 2001. I thought that was cool as shit.
So I guess that one's the one that kind of struck me. But no, Juice, you're right. It's very much we're in the wind down season. The DS remake is the one I'm a little curious about. That's only because there's a bunch of titles you could really do. The DS had a fuck ton of titles. And
I mean, again, I think it's an amazing wind down season if we get, you know, Zelda, Pikmin 4, Mario Wonder, WarioWare, Princess Peach. It's an incredible wind down season. But
Let's get a Zelda.
that's pretty good. I mean, the Mario RPG in itself was enough to have people like cry tears of joy.
Oh, yeah, that's coming out still. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Remasters of the Zelda DS
that's
games
November.
that everybody hates because you had to use the
Oh,
touchscreen.
don't do that.
and Great Detective Pikachu.
It's not even just a touchscreen.
Returns.
Listen,
the games
I
aren't great.
only played Phantom Hourglass, and that was enough, man.
Yeah.
One of the worst Zeldas I've ever played.
Now they were reckless, and I don't think they do
I can't
this.
stand it. I honestly can't stand it.
See, the fact that they pick fan favorite games to remake, like the Mario RPG one was already kind of like, oh my god moment. If they were reckless and picked like, I hate to say it because I just finished playing it. Was it last year? Okay, if they did Chrono Trigger, I would be so mad. I'd be so mad, bro.
And they got it. I remember they had that little Earthbound for GameCube. They looked like they were gonna do a claymation like Earthbound for GameCube type thing.
I thought that was promotional material for like the GBA game, wasn't it?
No, I remember. Well, I remember hearing that was like apparently maybe potential like.
Man,
remake
after Chrono
for
Cross
GameCube.
and Secret of Mana, I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah.
I do not want to see that shit. I do not.
They did fuck that up. I forgot
They
about
fucked
that.
that all up.
I completely
All.
wiped that shit from my mind.
I'm with T. It doesn't matter what Square touch in terms of remakes for the most part. They seem to fuck it up somehow. I mean, even when they brought back like what did they put on
We did about Lava Live.
another Mana game that they remade in full 3D.
It was
Trials of Mana.
Trials.
Trials, yeah.
I hated
That
the
was-
art style they
yeah.
done with that.
Weren't they
And then
gonna do a
they've
Dragon
already
Quest?
well they already
That
remade
Dragon
this.
Quest one is still like in weird development hell. Like they haven't really talked about it.
I'm sure they already remade Secret of Mana. It looked disgusting.
Yeah.
And then so
with
Chrono
Johnny's.
Trigger
right.
just that type of game is too high. It needs to be taken. If it got like the same like level of care and attention that like the Super Mario RPG is being given in terms of
Right.
retaining how that game looked and played, but still upgrading it, then great. But Square have never done that. I mean, they can't even remake Final Fantasy for fuck's sake. They just
Oh, you said.
Aren't the Bait and Kaitos remasters and not remakes, right?
The remasters,
they're
yeah.
remasters, yeah.
Yeah, they're remasters. When do those come out?
He keeps reminding us in 3
2000.
days.
Next
It
month.
comes out in 3 days or something like that.
Oh, is it 3 days?
Oh, it's
Yes,
coming out
like
on the
it's either the
15th. It's in
14th.
3 days' time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because that's what
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Because Retro keeps
that's
putting
what
it.
Retro
everywhere.
keeps telling everybody. Make sure
I
you
keep
buy it.
ignoring
Jack.
it.
Exactly. My brain blanked out. So when he said it, I was
They
like,
passed it down on Instagram. Also,
I
has been
said
sharing it.
in the chat the other day, if Eddie was gonna love Bat and Kaitos here, because I love it as well. I know T was fond of the battle system and stuff, but
Yeah.
I think you would love it, Terrell. What do you think?
I think Terrell will love it. Yeah, I didn't know Terrell didn't even play.
I
it.
really think you'd
waifus?
enjoy it. It's
Got
a,
waifus?
Shut the
it's-
fuck
it's-
up,
it's-
Juice.
I
we all know what retro is like, but it's
We all know.
it's still it's
I like
still
that
a
that's common knowledge that retro is retro, so we
It's-
just
it's
have
a
to accept
fantastic
that.
game.
I didn't like
Fantastic
Origins
game.
as much, but I like.
What do you
Tactics.
guys
I mean,
think?
that's the
I'm
only one I
not.
haven't played.
I'm not against trying it. I want to put that in the table. It's just
What do you guys?
all the things that are coming out.
What do you guys?
Maybe
Well,
they'll
think?
put a demo out or something. They should do that.
Yeah.
Who who played Kid Icarus Uprising? Bjorn says that it needs that pointer gameplay, and then it wouldn't work with the Joy-Cons.
I disagree.
I think you could do it with Joy-Cons.
No,
What
if
gyro
if
aiming wouldn't work? I don't understand. I've never played it, so I'm not sure how.
No,
I don't think you need a pointer.
no,
I mean, you don't
need-
have to
you
have the
don't
pointer.
need a pointer. You can just use a cursor.
You just use a cursor. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Kid
It'd
Icarus
be better-
Uprising.
it'd be faster and more intuitive, of course. Sorry, to
I always hate talking about Kid Icarus Uprising because it's a game that Sakurai did on a whim and then said, I'm done. And I was just like, bro. It's like being like, hey, I'm gonna make Mario 64 for the first time. No more Mario games. Like, what the fuck? Why did you fucking
Why
do
you do
that?
that?
And it
Why would
makes
you
me
do
mad.
that?
And now Nintendo's like, well, I don't really have
To give
another
it credit-
developer.
To give it credit, everything went into that game, so we got a hell of a lot.
That's
Yeah,
what
that
makes me
game is-
mad about
That
it.
game is packed full of.
I want to
goodies.
put this in context. He revived a dead IP between Smash Brothers and their own game, and then said bye. That is the most annoying shit. Like,
And that's okay. I think
it's not.
It is okay. The only reason that we're twitching is because we don't want it on 3DS anymore. We want it on a big HD console.
You
That's-
I
want
want
the
another
cinematics, the
game. Fuck it. I
Palutena.
just want another game.
We didn't want it on 3DS when it came out. We wanted that shit on Wii U. It was like, what the fuck does that?
You want that hand-drawn animation of like Palutena and during the cutscenes and
Bruh.
stuff. Like that'd be awesome.
I just don't like it because you revived it and made it like relevant to the point where people like start doing drawings and animations, like really showing love and support, and then fucking said bye.
Peace out.
And I hate it. I hate it, dog.
I've watched the anime shorts with my kids, and
They're
love
so
when-
good.
when the fruit attacks and everything, and the veg is so fucking good.
That's what makes me mad about it. Like,
And
fuck
it just
you.
falls to the wall. It feels like a platinum game in many aspects. It just keeps going, and it's just like all
Mhm.
Yeah,
the
it
action
does.
just continues, and it's like he's always chattering and just it's crazy. It's a great game.
All right.
Yeah, and they
Shit, give it a
Uh,
platinum. Let them do it. They're dealing with
So
it.
we're
Please!
gonna close this out with a game for
There
Robert.
is a treasure.
oh
I'm
what?
gonna share my screen,
Oh
Uh-oh.
god.
and Robert's gonna name these glowing spots on this map of from satellite.
Falling
What the
Star.
hell am I looking at?
This is from space. This is the United
This
States.
is so
This is
easy.
space?
This is so easy, bro. Come on.
What do you want me to
Okay.
point?
Name
What do you want me to?
name. What's this right here?
Well, this you're pointing at Michigan,
Okay.
right?
What's this glowing area right here?
Well, I don't know. What do you mean?
What's this glowing area? You
This-
never
this is a
flown west
satellite.
in a plane at night?
It's we're above clouds, man. I don't really see
What,
anything.
you don't know what this is?
Lights? Is that what you're trying to
What-
say?
What would?
What's it called? This
Houses?
area.
What,
Like
yeah. What
houses?
is that area?
What do you mean? Like what is
What's
the area
what's
called?
the name of this area in the United
Oh,
States?
I don't know.
Terrell?
I don't know.
You know?
Terrell, do you know?
All right, let's ask Clocked It.
No. Ask
Come on.
Terrell. 'cause
No, I'm asking
we
Clocked It
stop on
first.
you. Hold
I
on.
don't
Let's ask
fucking
another
know.
American. Ask Terrell. Ask Terrell. Terrell, what do you?
Clocked It,
You
you
don't
don't know
know
what
this.
this
I know
is?
you
Those
don't
look
know this.
like the
You don't know this.
No.
It's lights, obviously. But
No wait, because those are the lakes like separating
Is it a stadium? Are you trying to say it's like a stadium?
Stadium? You think that's a
No.
stadium? That would be
No,
the
no,
most
no,
ginormous
here's the
stadium of all
mountains.
time.
Here's the Rockies.
No,
a city, like a
Because
city
those
with sta- like-
aren't those the lakes that separate between like Canada, like that's Canada at the top,
this is
and then
Canada.
like
Yeah,
Yeah,
what are
that's
those? What
Canada.
are those lakes called?
the Great oh shit, it's the four Great Lakes. What the fuck are they?
5.
No, that's all I was asking for. The Great Lakes.
So
That's all-
Terrell, do you know what this area is?
You got it.
called? You know what this is?
Ooh, fuck me.
No, I don't want to.
You should know this. If you don't know this, then you're as bad as Robert.
Why? What is that? Hold on. I don't understand.
It's a stadium.
It's a
The way
fucking
he's saying
city,
it,
dude.
Goose.
It's a city, bro.
Oh, Salt Lake.
I know it's a
What-
city. I
Salt
said
What is that?
Lake.
What is that lake? What
No,
lake
wait,
is
no,
that?
I'm thinking of.
And it'll tell you. That should tell you what the city is.
T, just help him out. What's this here?
But you just said it was Michigan, right? Right, Rob?
Mhm. Yeah. So
so,
what do you think
Oh,
this
I
is?
so Juice is asking for cities.
cities in Michigan. Oh my god, I don't know. Detroit.
Okay, you got it.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
What's this?
Detroit.
Grand Rapids.
Terrell, you know.
Grand Rapids
you
got it
don't
going
have
on like that, right?
I didn't expect any.
So
of
I don't
this
know what
right
all
now.
of them are. This is Indianapolis.
And neither do I.
What am I looking at? Where
This
Indianapolis
is
is-
Indianapolis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What do you
That
think
makes sense.
this one is?
I don't know. I actually don't see where you're pointing at right now.
You can't
Yeah, I
see
don't
my
either.
cursor?
I saw it a
No,
minute ago, and now
I
I
saw
don't
it.
see
It
it.
disappeared.
before.
And you said, yeah, and then it
Oh,
disappeared.
it's over here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta be.
There it is.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, you
Okay,
fucker!
This
That's
is this is Indianapolis here.
That's Indianapolis there.
What do you think? What city is this?
Hold on.
No clue.
Anybody watch the show Defiance?
Minneapolis?
No.
Defiance? No, I don't watch Defiance.
See,
All right,
see, I
stop
think,
time for
I
TV
think
shows.
look, Juice, you're just good at this, man.
This is Indy.
Well, he
T,
knows
do
what
you-
it is.
T, what do you think this one is?
Bro, we did just show me a map of the U.S. It would have been a little bit easier for me.
But that's why this is like such a like.
We
Wait,
gotta-
what are you
I
pointing
mean,
at?
there's not
This
that many
one's
major
based-
cities that would light up that bright. So that's a major city. That's Indianapolis.
I mean,
had-
this isn't the easiest thing. I mean, all you can
No,
really
it's
see is
not
the
at all.
lakes. So
obviously
That's
it's
what-
closer
that-
to me. So this is Minneapolis.
I just knew where
Yeah.
Minneapolis and Detroit was. That's all I knew.
Okay.
This is St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Missouri.
This
Yeah.
is Kansas
Oh, if that's
City.
that would be Kansas City then.
Kansas
These
Yeah.
are the
okay.
start of the Rockies. Denver would be right here.
Yo,
This is
guy.
more than likely
It looks like a bleach spot.
the big one in Kentucky. What the?
I reckon
Louisville?
that's like Nashville or
This is probably
something. or Tennessee.
Louisville.
No,
Louisville.
oh wait, no.
You think I
Nashville's
got that
probably
right?
down
You think I
here.
got that right?
Nashville's further
probably
down. Yeah. That's Tennessee. That's way down.
This is Cincinnati. I had to
Not
look
way
that one
down.
up.
Cincinnati. Oh, okay. So the other one would be Cleveland then.
Ohio.
Cleveland's up here.
Ohio.
This
Oh, the
is
Cleve-
probably
really?
Columbus.
Cleveland that far north?
Or, yeah.
The
it's
perspective
on the
is
lake.
fucking me up.
Yeah, it
Well,
is
yeah,
around
that's
the
what
lake.
I'm
That's
saying,
right.
like,
Yeah, that's
that's
right.
I
probably
reckon where
Pittsburgh.
Juice is now, that's
That's right.
Cleveland, and then that's Pittsburgh.
I
and
can
all
send
these
you
places.
the. I can send you the link to it. You can
This
see
is
what you
Canada, so I'm not sure what this one is.
That's Hamilton, I reckon. Yeah.
But
Look at this man. Look at this
He's
man.
looking at a
Look
map.
at him.
Is that
Look at his-
Toronto?
I hated Clyde the
yeah, that's probably
confidence.
Toronto.
Yeah, it's Toronto.
That shit pissed me off.
Toronto.
Clyde was so confident.
So
It's
yeah,
New York, so that's Toronto.
I know
so this
everything.
is Lake Superior,
I know where your mother sleeps at night.
Oh, damn.
Lake Michigan. Just
Mm-hmm.
anybody want to guess what lake this is?
no.
Ontario?
I was
No.
looking at the map. So.
I was gonna say.
This is
That's Ontario over there.
That's like
this
yes,
is
Ontario,
Ontario
that's-
here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, shit. I just
Oh, no, wait,
I
that's
don't know
sorry.
the- I
Ontario's
forgot
this
the other
one.
name.
No, Ontario should be up top. Yeah, the little this the
This
one
is
not little, but
Ontario. This is Erie.
Erie,
Erie.
This
Erie,
is Huron,
How about that one?
Huron,
Superior,
Yeah.
Lake Michigan.
Superior, and then Michigan. Yep.
Yeah. This,
Hi.
this is
This
Grand
guy-
Rapids.
they went.
That's
They named it
Lansing.
Michigan. It's kind of selfish.
That's
They couldn't
Grand
What is
name
this?
it-
This is the capital.
is
This is Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What is this? Pilot Wing 64?
Yeah.
Barely see this shit.
He's like, that's kind of selfish.
Anyway,
What
we'll get
resolution
outta
is
here.
this?
It is pretty low, but
Damn.
I've flown. It's crazy how far away you can see Chicago if there's some cloud cover and you're flying from like Denver, and it's just all of a sudden it's like light outside when you're flying.
Yeah.
I actually don't think I ever flew in the nighttime. To be honest with you, I'm trying to think. I will this time in October
You never
when I
flown
go
at
to
night?
Japan. That will actually be in the
You're gonna be
nighttime.
flying over Black Ocean though. You're not gonna see.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be able
lights.
to see shit.
Damn. Well, no, but maybe. but I gotta cross because it goes this way. So
Where are you flying out of? San Diego or
Uh,
something?
Which one? Say it.
What are you flying out of?
Usually L.A., wouldn't it be?
No. I'm going from literally it's a nonstop from New Jersey to.
Oh, Jersey.
Yeah, man.
Really?
Jersey,
Jesus.
Jersey to Tokyo.
That's
Really?
crazy.
Damn.
Yeah,
Christ.
I didn't know they did
I
that.
thought it was
yeah,
only L.A. went
nonstop,
to
man.
Japan.
And but the thing is, that's why it goes pat like I think it goes across the U.S. So you might actually I don't know. Well, no, I probably won't.
Is that longer? What's that? How many
it seems
hours?
like they
Yeah,
would.
how long
It's
is the
14
flight?
hours.
Oh, that's not.
That's not bad at all, isn't it?
Okay.
That's not bad. I've never even flown longer than
That's not
6.
bad,
So
yeah.
that's like crazy long. I'm like, I'm itching that.
I
Well,
can't
you're
believe
going
they
to
go
Japan,
like-
nonstop from.
You're going
like
to
That's a
Japan.
non-stop
Nah,
flight, though. That's like
Yeah.
the short. I've heard most people it's like 18 or something.
No, because they take
17.
they take like stops. If
What
you
do you
do
mean
like
they take-
18 or something, it's like usually they stop in LA and then they
Yeah, that's
go-
what I'm saying.
We're gonna get out of here. Thanks
I don't want to
everybody
do stops, man. I just want to get there.
for
you know?
tuning in. And, next week we'll test Robert on something else. And
I didn't even get to talk about Star
Who's this?
Steel.
Who's
What
this?
the
What's
fuck?
his name? What's his name?
fucking
Tasmanian devil.
Devil.
Oh my, no, don't you
What
do
is
that. Marvin
Are
the
you kidding?
Martian.
Marvin, who don't know this?
Why?
I
Why?
can't
the
even
hell is
see
that?
that. What is
can't
that? I
see
can't.
it.
Oh, the dog. Oh, I never
I
remember
don't
the
know.
dog's
I
name.
can't remember the dog.
Exactly. How do you not?
Dookie.
How do you
His
name
know?
is
How-
Dookie.
how-
Was